Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 100. Yes.
We made it.
Thank you.
We made it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is Saturday, December 2nd, 2017. I am your host, Victor Omoyo, and with me, as always, is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Bird.
We made it.
Yes, as they say, we started from the bottom. Now we're here. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll take that audience silence.
Yes. Where are you?
What's up?
Where we at?
We are live at Rahcoco's Comics and Collectibles here in Providence, Rhode Island. So if you're watching on Facebook Live, and if you're in the area, please stop by, drop in, even join us for a few minutes and chat with us. We'll be talking about some comic and geek nerdery goodness and magic. Yes, we've got Justice League on the docket, as well as Marvel's The Punisher Netflix series, as well as a bunch of other news and headlines as well. And joining us is, for the third time, is creator of Hellion, Jim Savard.
How you doing? Thanks for having me again.
Of course.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yep.
Always a pleasure.
Yes, and if you could be so kind as to grab the microphone, that'd be awesome.
Hold it or just...
Yeah, just hold
Yeah,
it.
you can hold it.
All right. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, so Jim, tell us, what have you been up to? What brings you here to 100, Codex 100?
You asked me, and I was hoping to get one of those nifty shirts.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an ongoing joke we've had all day today.
Yeah.
Nope, just here to talk a little bit about maybe the Justice League movie.
Yes.
We'll start with that.
Yes. Justice League, being the latest DCEU film, which dropped a couple weeks ago. Yep. This one is the fifth film, I believe, in the DCEU, following Wonder Woman. Yep. And this takes place after the events of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. In which case, after the death of Superman, it's up to Batman, Wonder Woman, and the rest of the Justice League to figure out how to stop Steppenwolf, a.k.a. generic villain number 375, and his quest to resurrect the Infinity Stones, the Mother Boxes, in order to make way for the real big bad Thanos, Darkseid.
Oh, hold on. So let me guess, you didn't like the movie?
All right. I'll say this about Justice League. It's not completely awful. It's not as awful as Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad, but that's like saying a punch in the face is less painful than getting kicked in the balls. Like either way, it's like you gotta deal with pain either way, and you gotta figure out which type of pain you want to live with. Now, Justice League, I felt was it was rife with problems top to bottom, and
I'm kind of disappointed with one major thing.
Come on in.
Hey, sorry about
Come on
that.
in. Have a seat.
So I'm only one major thing with the villain. His name is Steppenwolf, and they didn't make a magic carpet ride joke once the entire movie.
They did not.
I mean,
They didn't.
They had the option. They could have made fun of the music genre in the slightest bit, and they ignored it the whole time.
It's because they didn't want to be like Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Make it one big joke the whole movie.
Yeah. Okay, I said my point. I will wait for my polite turn.
At least
right.
I just want to make that one comment. I'll just get back to you.
all right.
At least there was no references to the devil's anus in the Justice League.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a good thing.
That's all you got. That's all you got.
That's all I got. That's all right,
Keep
though.
saying that's like the fifth.
It was four.
Well,
I'm jealous, man. Get over here, mister. Come on. Come on over, Scott. Scott's one of our customers here at Rahcoco's.
yes. Oh, we seem to have like a little Thor Ragnarok fan, I believe here.
All you got.
No. Scott's a big Marvel guy. Not so much of a DC fan, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depends if it's
I'm
worth
a Marvel guy.
But I want to
Nothing wrong
introduce
with being a Marvel guy.
This is Scott, one of our customers. I want to say Scott and I have a long history, but Scott was the first person to get an autographed copy of Hellion, so Scott and I go back a long time, and thank you for that. Appreciate your support.
Awesome.
And he also works for Coke, which was my favorite drink of the past.
You look slimmer.
Thank you. There's a plus. But
You're drinking Dasani now.
yes,
Pay
I
my
do.
bills.
I do. Yes, I'm going to keep you busy. I'm going to keep you employed. But my thing, I like the Justice League. It was for the characters, how they handled the characters. I thought they did a good introduction to Aquaman and a good introduction to Cyborg.
I think Aquaman was just there for his body. That was it. That one shot of him
Carl?
standing in the
Carl,
water
man.
and like
Carl, man.
just
Whatever makes you happy.
Oh, it doesn't make me happy. I'm just saying. Like I think they
Was
just
he there
really.
for a music video to, slow
I
mo?
thought the scene. I thought the scene in the harbor was fantastic with the water in that scene. under the Gotham Hop. I thought that was great. But I like the development of him in Cyborg. They didn't focus too much on Batman and Superman, which was good, and I thought they progressed well with Wonder Woman. So I think they're moving in the right direction. Steppenwolf, I think if they actually had an actor that was a jerk, that someone knew, like played jerky roles all the time, would have been a more convincing villain. But whoever they had playing Steppenwolf, it was like the same type of guy they had playing Ares in the Wonder Woman movie. I looked at him, I was like, this is the Joker from Harry Potter. Like, he doesn't intimidate me at all. Give me someone who looks like a warrior, who looks like a villain, and these guys were too soft looking.
Well, the actor who played Steppenwolf, Kieran Hines, he's a terrific actor, terrific character actor. But the problem with Steppenwolf was that he was completely CG, and it kind of looked a little rough. Also, the fact that Steppenwolf, beyond him wanting to destroy Earth to pave the way for Darkseid and the Parademons, he had no other characterization to him. He was completely one-dimensional. No other motivation besides I want to destroy the world. So it was like the same deal with Apocalypse from X-Men Apocalypse. Completely one-dimensional. I want to destroy the world. Okay, what else motivates you? What else gets you out of bed? Nothing. And
we weren't privy to his visits to a psychologist, so we don't really know what motivates him.
Well, I mean, the point is, like, we should have a three-dimensional villain at least.
I know.
Yeah. But I will say, there are some positives to Justice League. I mean, I did like the fact that finally, at least, we have a Superman that's actually cheerful and actually looks like he wants to save the day, rather than being like this morose,
Human Superman, as it were.
Yeah,
yes,
rather than a morose Christ figure, like, the weight of the world's on my shoulders. I gotta save these powerless mere mortals. Woe is me. Jesus Christ.
But you know what I liked about Superman? The fact that he hits people. In all the other movies, he hasn't really had a villain he could beat on. In the last couple of movies, he's at least gotten to beat somebody, which is good. He's the most powerful guy. Let him beat somebody. So I always like that. That's what I enjoyed about seeing him kick some tail.
Well, speaking of that, I think that for me, like the best scene in Justice League was when the Superman's resurrection and when he briefly fought the Justice League, and
Yes, that one scene where the Flash was running by him, trying to run behind him, and yet Superman just kind of giving him that look, like, yeah, I see you coming. Like, that was fire.
That was
the Flash. That's my son's
Flash,
favorite character. Loves the Flash.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But that brings us. Speaking of the Flash, what did you think of Ezra Miller as Barry Allen?
He was Spider-Man.
I thought he was,
it was literally the same Spider.
I thought he was more Wally West, like that old Wally West character, than Barry Allen. He seemed more comedic than Barry Allen would be a little more serious, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference. I think if it was cast as Wally West, I would have been fine with him. Mm-hmm. But because it was Barry Allen, I was kind of like, oh, Barry's a little more serious than this, and so.
Yeah. I mean, it was clear that like Ezra Miller's Flash was like the comic relief, and for a Zack Snyder movie, you kind of need that because his movies are pretty dour and cynical as it is.
Yep.
But I thought that his characterization as a Flash was a bit wrong, I suppose, a bit too goofy, too Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, kind of with the social awkwardness and all this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So. But I didn't find him overbearing. But at the same time, I kind of felt it was not the right characterization.
Right. Of the characters, he was probably the weakest. Mm-hmm. So definitely.
Yeah.
And he
couldn't fight.
He looked way too young.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't fight. Like, even if it's to the point where he could just run and just give a punch, give a nice strong punch with all that momentum. No, he's like, I just push people. Like, dude, you can throw a punch. It's not that.
But at that point, he hadn't been developed. He hadn't worked with any other hero, so he had no training.
He had the suit, though.
So?
He should have something.
He had the suit, so he knew how to push people, but he didn't know how to fight. It's
you can work on a car of your garage and not know how to drive it.
Yahtzee.
Okay.
All
right, good point.
Well, I mean, besides the Flash, I do think that the perhaps the biggest flaw of Justice League was that you could tell because Joss Whedon stepped in to direct the remainder after Zack Snyder had to step down because of that tragic family
Correct.
Yeah, family incident. And with Snyder's direction and his tone that was established with Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, as well as Joss Whedon's style with his more lighthearted, witty, quippy style, if you will. There was definitely like a styles clash in that. In the film, like for example, you see like when you see Zack Snyder's films, it's like desaturated colors, like darker lighting, more shadows, and it's like a more gray. And yet Joss Whedon brings in more saturated and brighter colors, which more closely resembles the Marvel films like the Avengers. And so when you have those two like visual styles like competing against each other in the same film because of those two directors, the actors end up looking like the world's highest paid professional cosplayers. Like it looks really, really glaring and goofy. Like you can easily tell that they're on a set, and it's especially true like with the climactic battle with Steppenwolf in that remote Russian village, which is populated by only one family, apparently.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd. Although, no, the building, Superman lifted the building. There were all people in the building.
There was a scene with like a bunch of people rushing away.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out what the significance of that one family was, if they were something that someone important to the DC universe.
Nope, they were just stuck there, and
Just
they
some
needed to get. It
random
was
family,
like they were just added for dramatic purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Chernobyl though, or something like that? Because it seemed like they were coming out of a
It was
nuclear.
not Chernobyl.
Right.
Yeah.
Quotation mark, not Chernobyl. Other Russian nuclear accident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would be a good place for a Hellboy or something, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Like you could tell like it was pretty glaring, and like especially like in the beginning of the film, like where Batman he captures that criminal to like I guess lure one of the parademons out, and then like you have like Zack Snyder's dark lighting, and then you have like the neon lights in the back, which is kind of looking like is Zack Snyder trying to channel like Joel Schumacher's Batman films with the day glow neon in the background with the shadows, and then it just looked really off to me. And then at the end of that scene, like Batman just lets him go. It's like, okay, job's done. So you're not
he
going
was
to
distracted. He got the parademon. I think that took more of a precedent than some thug, who, by the way, was one of the stars of the new show on Netflix, Mindhunter. Mm-hmm. So I kept watching. I'm like, oh my god, it's the guy from Mindhunter, and I kept focusing on that. And I was like, no, you gotta watch the movie. You gotta watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of like, Mindhunter's a really good show, and it was kind of cool seeing him in that role.
Mm-hmm.
And it went by fast. But the parademons, I think that just caught his attention, and that was it. And I like the parademons. I think they did a great job with them too. Like just the way they attacked and the viciousness of them.
Okay, that I would agree with.
Okay. All right.
Just my take. And
Yeah. Oh, we have Paul Di Filippo here, former guest.
that's good. Paul's going to take over for me.
All right.
Guys, congratulations.
Thank you, Jim.
Happy 100.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And here's Paul.
I need to knock this handsome young man out of the chair here. Good to see you guys.
You too,
especially
man.
on such a momentous occasion.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, pleasure. So, anyhow,
What have you been up to?
Well, aside from reading too many comics,
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong. I've been doing some writing, but in a different field than SF and fantasy. I have a crime novel coming out in March. Yeah. It's pretty excited about it. It's called The Big Get Even. Real old school title and kind of a little retro, but totally contemporary, I think. So yeah, and it's told from the criminal's point of view, which is always a feature I like.
Which is
when
different.
You get into the head of but they're kind of lovable crooks. They're not real.
Oh, okay. So you kind of side
side
with them, but it's like
they're
you
pulling
criminals,
off, Right. They're trying to pull off a caper, but they're not out to really hurt anyone. So just get rich. But anyhow, yes, I've been keeping busy, and
that's good.
Not being able to catch up with every film out there. There's just so many. That's you
can leave that to this guy.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about the Justice League film, which kind of disinclined me to spend my money on that.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
We understand. We understand. I watched it in 3D, so I paid that extra few bucks. And
there you go.
It was no different than watching it 2D.
I did see Thor. I wasn't too. It didn't bowl me over, but I wasn't too offended or anything. I could see, what their approach was this time. I guess they felt maybe they had been in a rut with the first two films.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel's doing great and all that, but I guess they all can't be winners.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
But at least I noticed on the Thor movie they got some actual comic writers to help with the script, which I think might have helped a little bit, instead of just getting people who weren't familiar with the material. So that's always a plus.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I got a dash, gentlemen, but I want to wish you the best of luck with the 100
thank
more.
you, sir.
I want to be back for episode 200.
Oh, you'll be there.
Or maybe even in between.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right.
You'll be
indeed.
back.
All right, you guys take care. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
So then next up we got Morgan.
Morgan
From-
Kittleson.
A second, I'll hop over one moment.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, the setup is kind of.
Yes, and you are watching
Morgan Kittleson from Comic Books Care.
Yes. Yes, and
Okay.
Okay, how's it going, Morgan?
yes, pretty
Thanks for
good.
coming out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can just grab the mic.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, do you even see me at all?
Oh, yeah, it's a little delay on
Okay,
the
a little
screen.
delay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool. That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, thanks. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
yeah, no problem, man. So tell us about Comic Books Care.
So, Comic Books Care is, I'll stare into the camera. I can
There you go.
make eye contact with people. So, Comic Books Care is my brainchild. Basically, the idea behind it is nerds like me, you, and probably a chunk of your listeners have too many comic books. So, what we do is we donate them to the nonprofit, where we sort them for, I like to say, quality and content, which means, that's a really good run. Some kids will enjoy reading this, and oh, that's the one where the Joker does something really horrifying. Yeah, no kids getting that one.
Yeah.
So we sort them for quality and content, and then give them to kids at children's hospitals and family centers.
That is awesome.
Because kids going through a rough time need something fun to do, something to kind of like go, yeah, this is really, my day's not that bad. Superman punched that guy. I can punch cancer in the face too, I guess. So I'm a real nonprofit, like 501c3 and everything.
Yeah. So how can they reach you?
So I've got a website, comicbookscare.org. It's like this. I like jokingly say it's one of the second ugliest websites on the internet.
A second, I agree.
Well, there's some with pop-ups and viruses and autoplay
okay.
music. I have no pop-ups, no viruses, no autoplay music. It just kind of technically exists. It could be better, and I've got someone helping me out. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's a good placeholder, and I'm on Facebook too. If you just look for Comic Books Care on Facebook, and it'll pop up. And
All right, yeah, we'll definitely put that. We'll
thank
definitely
you,
be
guys.
put on our site. So yeah, how long have you been a nerd?
crud, I'm 40, so
40.
yeah, I'm 40. So probably 37 years.
Oh, so even. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you put me in front of like an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I'm a small child, and like, hey, that's Batman.
So did you really like the Justice League movie?
I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, okay, you know what? They're really trying. They're taking a step in a different direction. It's not as gritty, gross, not
Sad.
fun as a bunch of the other ones. It's like, okay, it's truer to the characters.
Okay, you can say it wasn't. It was better than Batman versus Superman.
I didn't watch Batman versus Superman because
Good for you.
I was so disappointed. Like, Batman and Superman shouldn't fight. I don't want to watch this. I'm not giving them $1.
Well,
So I didn't watch it.
I will say that, like, with Batman versus Superman, as awful as it is, like, it's so awful that you should watch it just to see how terrible
I
it
watched
is.
Suicide Squad on the plane while traveling, but that was the only because I didn't pay a penny for that. Also, that's the only reason I watched that one.
Oh,
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
If it's a garbage movie, I'm not gonna give you money to watch a garbage movie. It's a garbage product. You're not getting any of my garbage money.
words to live by. I like that.
yeah.
Although you were joking about they're looking like the world's best paid cosplayers.
Yeah.
I'm a cosplayer. My friends are cosplayers. So you tend to look at stuff sideways, like yeah, that's how they did that. Are those rivets? Okay, that's rivets and cord. Okay, I can make Flash's costume. I just need 3 months and some plastic. Yeah, no, seriously, we've all picked the stuff apart already.
Really?
Yeah.
So we expect you to be.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no. I'm more of a Green Lantern than a Flash guy any day.
That was another disappointment that we got so teased with the Green Lantern, and I'm sitting there like,
No,
gonna get somebody? We
I
gonna
can
get a Green Lantern?
see them avoiding Green Lantern after the steaming pile of lantern they showed before. They're like, you know
Ryan
what?
Reynolds.
We're gonna let you forget about it and then Lantern.
We're not going to forget about it.
No.
Us comic book geeks will never forget about it.
Although Warner and DC, they are planning to make a Green Lantern core film.
Which would be cool, which is kind of what they should have done in the first place. The movie should have been 3 movies, not 1 movie. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, for the original Green Lantern movie, because being a Green Lantern nerd, I just kind of like, yeah. Oh, he was a space cop first. Yeah, he was a test pilot, but he was a space cop. Let him space cop for a movie, and then have Sinestro go bad. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then maybe Parallax later. Sorry.
Hey, nah, it's all good.
Yeah, I've been a cartoons, movies, comics, all that stuff forever. So I've got my boxes full of stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah, mine is too. I gotta make sure I empty.
I saw someone reference like, oh, look, some more boxes for the wall, for more boxes to fill up a brick for the cardboard tomb that I'm going to be buried in.
Nerd coffin.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, since you're into comics and graphic novels and all that, what would you say would be your top 3 graphic novel or comic recommendations?
Okay, just as general read, I'm not DC or Marvel one way or another.
Okay.
I appreciate them both, and they've dropped the ball on multiple occasions. But specifically, I think it's the Superman Another Son. I think it's what it was called. I can't remember off the top of my head, of course.
Superman Last Son?
No, not Last Son. It was kind of drawn in more of a watercolor way. Mm-hmm. Superman, super square jaw, like, hello, I'm a farm boy. I'm gonna be doing superhero. Yeah, it's like maybe All-Star Superman or something like that. It was just a really good read. Anybody can get into that one. I enjoyed Blackest Night. Mm-hmm. What was the other one? The original Age of Apocalypse.
All right.
I loved the original Age of Apocalypse. Even though Gen 13 never really had their own graphic novel, I'm a terrible trash comic reader, and I love Gen 13.
I remember Gen 13 from the 90s.
Most 90s comic book of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still my favorite. I think I have almost every single issue that they put out, and multiple copies of the first.
Yeah, now they're a DC property?
Yep. They showed up in DC in the New 52 for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why don't they get a show? They might as well get a show too, just to compete with Marvel's Runaways.
Which
actually isn't bad.
Really, I was waiting to get a chance to see it. I haven't seen that yet.
It's actually not bad. Like you have to go in there because it's Marvel's. It's like a team show.
Yeah.
So if you go in with that mindset, knowing what it is, then it's like okay, and then you watch it, and it's actually not a bad show.
Cool. It reminds me of the me wanting to write the Fantastic Four movie, rewrite it, or redo a series for it.
I think everybody wants to rewrite the Fantastic Four movie.
I've already got the hook for it. I'll share the hook. Maybe someone will eventually do it because if the idea is good enough,
by all means.
Don't make it about the core 4. Make it about their kids.
Okay.
Make it like essentially the Marvel's version of Spy Kids. You got the smartest kids in the world with the smartest parents in the world. Eventually, they're going to be doing some weird, fun stuff, and Marvel needs a good kids series. It could be a Netflix series. It could be a couple of movies. But forcing on Frankie and Valeria doing stuff, you can have the Power Pack show up. You can make it 100% kid friendly and did they just stop Mole Man on their own and without the parents even knowing? I can see that being a fun series.
That could. I think, but unfortunately, they're probably going to have to introduce, the parent, reintroduce the parent.
See, that's the thing. If they leave it full on in the background, like show the Fantastic Four doing dramatic stuff, and then the kid's grounded. No more opening dimensional portals in the kitchen. Just kind of make. Yeah, I mean,
that could work.
You don't show how good the kids are. You just show how good the parents are, and let everybody know the kids are better than the parents.
Okay.
Like a good hook for a book.
Yeah, that's a pretty unique spin. I mean, because after what, 1, 2, 4 Fantastic Four movies?
I think it was 3.
Well, yeah, it was 3 mainstream
Nobody
ones.
counts the one that was proposed in the 90s.
Well, 4 if you count the Roger Corman one, which was unreleased, but people could still track down a bootleg, I believe.
Yeah, so then there was 3.
Yeah, 3 mainstream ones.
Yeah. No, if they tried something like that'd be a different hook because they tried and it's they're just not relevant as they could be. So if you make it more of the family movies, the Fantastic Four, that way you can get good. You can have did Captain America show up in there? Chris Evans walks by and waves. Mm-hmm. something like that to actually hook it in.
It's all about getting those properties.
Yeah, yes,
yeah,
it is.
for sure.
That's why there's no Fantastic Four. They're just they put them off just so they can get the properties back.
Like the Spider-Man or the X-Men.
They can do that with Spider-Man and X-Men.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's Fox.
Well, I think didn't Marvel get the Submariner back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And they got Blade back, too.
Yeah.
I would love to see what they do with Blade.
Good. Because the Blade movies were good. They were their own continuity, but they were good enough.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he's a dude who fights vampires. I'm in.
Yeah. Well, the first two Blade movies are great, but
Oh,
then
yeah.
the third one we don't have to talk about.
Triple H.
I'm only thinking about the first two Blade movies, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. And then there was a television series with the rapper
Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers, which got canceled quickly.
Oh, man. That reminds me
The only thing that Sticky Fingers had was just the look of the newer Blade.
the only thing
That was
that
it.
I remember weird was the Black Panther cartoon that was on BET for a while.
Yeah, I do
I
remember
don't
that.
remember that.
Yeah, it was.
It had
I'm disappointed in myself.
white people were the worst people in the world. It was so funny. it was like the bad guy, white. He's the villain. How can you tell? He's the white guy. Yeah, it was a decent show, but it was blatantly like.
I gotta look
that
that
guy's
up.
The bad guy. That guy's the bad guy. That's cool.
I gotta look that
Dude,
up.
it's actually not bad. It's had a really fun intro. Like, really, that's your intro? Okay, go for it.
But it's just like really heavy-handed.
Oh, dude, it was great. But there's a lot of like, I remember that. I remember that run. I remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Would it hold up today?
If you watch it low key, tongue in cheek, you'll appreciate it.
Okay.
It's not amazing, but it's a lot of like, no, you're bringing a good point. But man, guys. Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me on. I
Yeah,
really
thanks
do
for
appreciate
joining
it.
us,
Yeah.
man. We'll definitely like I said, we'll definitely put you on our social media sites.
Great.
Check out Comic Books Care, comicbookscare.org,
Yep.
and they're located on 11 South Angel Street.
Actually, I'm bilocated. That's my mailbox. So if you want to drop off stuff, you can drop them off. But Rahcoco's Regan will take them for us.
Oh, even better.
He said
Awesome.
just throw them in a box, and he'll let me know that I'll come grab them, and I'll sort them on my dining room table while I'm building up my giant stacks of stuff to give away.
Okay.
Oh, and if it's kid friendly, I give it to the kids. If it's unkid friendly, I'll sell it on eBay in lots to use the money to buy books for kids.
Oh,
So basically, I'll take anything. You don't have to go, no, I'll take it. If it's not horrifying garbage, I'll take it and I can find a use for it.
Oh, even better.
And I have terrible taste, too. So they're horrifying garbage, man. Like, you just give me the whole run of Alpha Flight? I kind of like Alpha Flight. I'll put this on it and bid it on it in my own eBay. It's like, so that they get the money, but it's still a separation.
Yeah.
Dude, I love me some really bad old Marvel. Excalibur, Alpha Flight.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Well, I'll let someone else hop in, but thank
right.
you. Do
Thanks a
appreciate
lot.
it, guys. And congratulations on 100.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And enjoy Black Panther, the cartoon. I think you'll dig it.
I gotta
yes.
look it up now.
That is on my
do.
radar. Yes. Yeah, thank
So
you.
who else we got? Yeah, we got Steven over here. Steven, get.
Yes, we have.
As a matter of fact, Edmund, get in here too.
Yes, we have a couple more guests here. A good friend of the show, Stephen Ho. Welcome to the show.
And one of my best friends, Edmund.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Edmund's been wanting to meet you for a grip.
After what happened to you last week.
Yeah, make sure you grab my.
Yeah. That last week's debate with Adrian, it did not go as planned. But
For you.
well, I will say that at the end of the day, it's all a matter of opinion. Roman Reigns, talented as he is not the guy. He's just a very talented guy, but a guy nonetheless. So.
Yeah. Well, he made a good point. It's the corporate machine.
Oh yeah.
But I don't agree with the corporate machine. Never have. I was never.
You never do.
I was never even on board with John Cena. Like my oldest son was a John Cena fan, and I was not too happy about that. I was glad my youngest one came out throwing up AJ Styles' little hand sign.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But congratulations, guys, 100.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah. I told Carl I'll be by here. I had to sneak out of work, but told him to hit me up if we actually get any business. But Saturdays are dead over there in Cranston.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, so talk to us. Like, what have you guys been up to, and what's going on in your nerd culture world? What's been piquing your interest?
Well, I don't know. For me personally, I've been looking into this recent fiasco in video games, EA and the loot boxes, and also Destiny and a little bit of XP throttling.
I haven't played Destiny 2 yet. I have Destiny 1, but didn't play enough to get good and want to play with people online.
But you see, the thing about me was I was hardcore into Destiny 1. I mean, and I did not get Destiny 2 because after the first one, it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. Because it pretty much was like they released an incomplete game, and the DLCs was the content that should have been in the game to begin with. And then Destiny 2, it seems like it's getting better, but not really quite there yet. I mean, everyone says, "Oh, it's better than Destiny 1." I know a lot of fanboys are going to hate me, but yes, it is better than Destiny 1. But comparing it to actually being like a really good game, I'd say I was expecting more of Destiny 2 because I was expecting it just to be ramped up than the first one instead of just being, slightly better graphics, but everything's just about the same.
Yeah, and I haven't played Destiny 2 yet. I've played the first one, but I've been keeping up with like the news about the XP throttling and the microtransactions and loot boxes.
Oh yeah.
He hates loot microtransactions so much.
Yeah, like basically, like I think Jim Sterling, like of the Jim Coalition, he basically said that like not so much Destiny 2, but more so a Battlefield 2, Star Wars Battlefield 2 is like basically a glorified slot machine, a gambling machine, where it's just like where it's like if you want to get all the great stuff, you have to like grind for like literally hundreds of hours. And
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like EA's telling you, well, it's not really worth it. Just fork over more money, even though you bought the $90 special edition.
Oh
Right.
God, it's turning into the app games and everything. When you download the app game for free, and then you want to get anywhere? You know, it was like what was it? Sims.
Oh,
You know, fun game, but you wanted to get anywhere, either wait forever, like you handing it down to your kids and they're still playing it, trying to unlock, anything in it. What was the other one? Family Guy one was like that.
Yeah, I'm playing the second one, not the Quest for Stuff, but the newer one that came out. That's basically Family Guy's version of Candy Crush.
Oh yeah, I didn't even bother. I was just like,
like it's fun because it keeps you busy, but then it's like, okay, this is hard. I need to spend that $1 for an extra life just to finish this episode. You realize you end up spending like $10,
and then you spend $1 again, then $1 again. Then you look at your account, you're like, shit, I just spent $10 on this, and I need that $10.
Oh please, you know how much money I spent on Pokemon Go?
I nearly got hooked on that. Like I played it when it first came out, and I was so tempted to buy some extra things. But I was like, no.
I spent like $5 a week.
No, I did download Pokemon Go because it's Pokemon. We grew up on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still have it. Every now and then when I'm sitting at work bored or something, I'll pop it open and everything to see if anything pops up. And sometimes good stuff pops up when I'm just standing around randomly.
I know it's like this. The next gens. It's the next gens now.
They're up to Gen. They're starting to release Gen 3s and stuff. They just came out with the Ho-Ho, the legendary rainbow bird. So
nobody from my generation cares about them.
If you look anywhere that has the array going on, you see about 50 people standing around, like, or looking at their phones, or everybody inviting each other on Facebook. Come over this way. Come over this way.
That was bad though.
Pokemon I did one raid one time. There was a raid. What was it? Entai came out.
Yeah.
And I did it was downtown. It happened to be right near my job, so I went across, and it was like a whole shitload of people that had to break into groups. It was like 3 groups of people all raiding. And I'm like, we beat it, and the damn thing ran away on me. I was like, I'm done.
Oh my God! Did you see? Did you ever go to like Oakland Beach for that and stuff?
No, but I went down. I went one time to Iggy's, took the family and everything, and there was just tons of people standing around. Now, my girl's like, "What are all these people doing just standing around? Like, they're playing Pokemon Go." She's like, "No." Like, yeah, they've really come out hardcore like that. But I did spend $1, when it first came out, because I thought maybe they'd give you something extra or anything. No.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, I will say with Pokemon Go, I did spend in one lump sum $40 to get the maximum amount of Pokeballs. Yeah, I did that. Yeah. It was kind of worth it because I was trying to get a Pikachu, and that was for some reason rare for me. Then I finally caught one, and then I just stopped playing.
I caught like 3 of them.
A sparkly Pikachu or the regular Pikachu?
I was cool with
one.
Yeah, I was cool with that regular.
Yeah, I heard that Snorlax was the hardest one to catch.
Listen,
for some reason.
All right, Okay, y'all probably going to be mad at me for this one, but I told the story on what episode was it when we had the Pokemon Go episode?
I want to say that's like episode 60 something.
Something like that, yeah. So I was telling a story where it's like I went to Washington Temple of Music and one just popped up, and I'm trying to catch it, and then next thing you know, it was gone, ran away from me. I was pissed. So then, like a few days later, I had to get app open while I was driving with my clients in the car, and then like one just popped up. I literally like swerved over, pulled over, and finally caught that app. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna swear, but
well, it's funny that you say Temple of Music in Roger Williams Park.
Yeah,
that's where I caught my Snorlax by accident.
See, I hate you now.
I just happened to get out of work and I was cutting through the park to get on, cross the street side of the on ramp and everything, and I'm just like had it open because when I drive to the park, you drive slowly, and if you drive slow enough, you can get the walking distance. So I'm just driving it all slowly. All of a sudden, the Snorlax pops up. I put the car in park, jumped out the car, walked right down over to them.
Sure did.
And caught it. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting out there by myself.
People out at like 3, 4 in the morning playing that game when it first came out.
I can't say the other night. Farfetch, they finally released him. It was, I guess, a regional.
Oh, they released him here?
Yeah. And
okay.
they did the release. So I was looking out. I was on Facebook, and they were like, oh, Farfetch is out. So the other night after I got out of work, I did pop it open, drive around, and catch a Farfetch. Everybody used to laugh at me, but I liked Farfetch. I liked his onion stick.
I think it was a leak. It was a leak, I think it was.
Well, it's a leak, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a leak. But yeah, I mean, I just wonder, like, actually, how many accidents were caused by Pokemon Go?
Oh.
There's
a website that kept track of that.
Probably.
And accidents and injuries.
Plus, I know somebody that works in a government place, and as soon as, like, the day after Pokemon Go came out, they had to release an email company-wide saying, please do not be on your phone. Please do not be chasing Pokemon in any areas, especially restricted areas. Because it's a camera, and you're pointing at different places. So you could be showing government secrets. So it's kind of like, wow, it's that serious.
Yeah. And, like, I've heard stories about, like, how people would go into graveyards just to hunt for Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's not like they were, like, disturbing the dead or just, like, kicking over grave sites or whatever. They were just in there.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. Stories of people chasing people out their yards.
Oh, yeah, there was a guy with one Pokemon stopped, like, right in his backyard. Everyone kept on going to it.
Yeah, there's been people complaining, saying, I want the stop removed. Like, you can literally complain to the company enough, and they'll actually remove the stop from, say, in front of your house, or churches were upset because they were turning it to stops, and everybody's pulling up at church and nobody's worshiping. Just sitting out there playing Pokemon Go.
Yo, Yelp! I remember Yelp got into that where they hopped on that bandwagon. Where it's like they would like advertise a restaurant and they would indicate whether that restaurant was a Pokestop or not.
Oh my God! I can imagine how that would hurt people.
Well, people didn't get it.
Well, if you're smart, you would turn it around and turn it into events because. Was it? I want to say Filippo's or something. No, Twisted Pizza out in East Greenwich or something like that. They actually hold events where they invite people. Like they have a Pokestop and they invite people to come there. Have slice and everything, play Pokemon. Be seeing it on Facebook. I got a few of the Pokemon groups and everything.
Yeah, that's all we did was Pokemon. That was all we did. Pokemon and Dragon Ball.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I used to tell. Yeah, I told this story. I believe I told the story on the podcast some episodes ago, where it's like. We were after school, for some reason, because everybody in high school hung out downtown. But if we wasn't going to make it home in time for Dragon Ball, we would go to the Providence Place Mall. Cox Cable had a little kiosk, and we would ask them to put Dragon Ball on for us.
Yeah. No, what's funny is Carl was the one that introduced me to Dragon Ball. I was like, oh, you got to check this out. This is kind of cool.
Oh, wow.
And Dragon Ball Z. Where was your entry?
He introduced me in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. And we sat there for... 30 years waiting for the Frieza saga to end. Or we waited forever just for the Frieza saga to continue once he got to Namek. Like that's where it would stop off when he finally get on Namek and he step out of the ship. Goku would step out of the ship and then it would reset again. And we're like, can we get some new episodes? We're dying here. So I started actually reading it online.
Okay.
Started downloading episodes and I just went crazy. Started get caught up on Dragon Ball Z, GT.
Oh, GT, come on, don't speak of GT.
GT had had its moments after they got past the space Dragon Ball saga. Once they got past that, it had a little bit of moments, but every Saturday I do watch Super. You know, the anime.
I'm so behind on Super.
The anime could be better, but Dragon Ball Super.
Yep.
They're finally getting somewhere in there. You know, it's starting to get better.
Yep.
I think this new saga, though, they kind of put themselves in a hole. Like, with this, how much more powerful can they get?
Well, I mean, I think it was from gold to blue. I think it was more of a transition. It wasn't quite like power up, but then I guess they're starting to ramp up now. But
yeah, now they got the Ultra Instinct, and it's not even the Limit Breaker that everybody was really excited about, which apparently I gotta play that Xenoverse. Finally got a PlayStation 4, so
it's about damn time.
So I got to play that Xenoverse 1 and 2.
All right, I'm gonna need your gamer tag.
I'm waiting for that Dragon Ball Fighters.
Dragon Ball Fighters. Victor's so sick of hearing about it.
No.
Yeah, well, because every week, like Furman or Aris goes on to chat and goes, "Hey, have you heard about this new DBZ Fighters game coming out?" Like without fail, every single week.
Oh, when Budokai came out. We all were sitting around in my basement. Just remember that?
We were.
I mean, I will say it does look really impressive, like the animation style and everything, 2D. Yeah, I mean, it does look impressive, but I will laugh if the game turns out to be a massive disappointment.
It won't. It won't. See, this is Victor Vader.
Well, hopefully it won't. Hopefully, because Toriyama's cashing in like whoa, and he's even said it online himself. He's like, I'm only doing this for the money.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey,
you gotta eat.
Yeah. Hey, if it brings
the
back
passion. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big argument right now because he's letting the production company handle the animation, so people are complaining that the style is not the same as it. What did you expect though? The 20 years ago style, things change. Technology gets better. Animation changes. People go, it doesn't look the same.
Yeah,
go watch the old episodes.
No. First of all, you can never go wrong with 2D fighter games. You just seem you can't. Like, look at all the recent fighter games that came out. Like, Injustice 2.
Yeah.
2D. The last 2 Mortal Kombat games.
Yeah.
2D. All successful.
Even Skullgirls.
Exactly.
That was pretty clean.
Exactly. You can never go wrong with a 2D fighter game. So for them doing a Dragon Ball one, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, well, I think it's who's developing Axis Games or Arc System Works.
Arc System Works, yeah.
Yeah, the same developers of Blaze Blue, I believe. Yeah.
You guys ever played an old school Genesis game called Eternal Champions?
Yes!
I want to see a remake of that.
I would too.
I definitely
an
want to
HD HD remake. Yeah.
That was
a highly slept on game. A lot of people did not like that game.
Yeah, a lot of people. I guess that time what was it? Street Fighter. And
Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat were dominant at that time. So it's like Eternal Champions was basically a knockoff of it.
Yeah,
but it was still good.
It was like that and the Virtual Fighter at the time.
Okay.
Virtual Fighter was trying to do things that was way ahead of themselves.
Yeah. And it just didn't work.
People would have caught on if it wasn't for the fact that everybody was already on the Street Fighter Mortal Kombat. But if you did go into an arcade where they had the Virtual Fighter arcade console, people were around it. People would sit there and play and just go all day each other. Nobody wanted to buy the game.
Yep.
But they would play it.
But they'll put their quarters in.
Oh, yeah. I used to be at the Boys and Girls Club down there on Branch Ave, popping in the quarters playing Virtual Fighter.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And there were a lot of good fighting games back in the day, like Killer Instinct, 1 and 2.
The new one was not bad.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Killer Instinct was good. I think the Xbox.
The Xbox re-release. That was actually a fun game.
I actually gotta take a phone call. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty.
Yeah. In the meantime, we got a very special Codex Primer in the building.
How long I've been standing behind you? Cut it out.
That's right, people. Yes.
The number one primer in the building.
Yes. You are watching Codex 100, and we have another friend of the show, very special guest. We have Afton O'Neill joining us.
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Ain't this a little weird?
Yep, live
it's family.
Live at Rahcoco's if you're watching on Facebook Live. So yes, what brings you here, Afton?
I came to say congratulations once again.
Thank you.
On your 100th episode. I can't say that I've seen them all, but I appreciate y'all. I really do. You know, you guys bring a lot to the internet, and you guys are a great support system for, you know, the whole geek nation, and, you know.
Thank you. We do what we can. Thank you.
Exactly.
We really
We try.
appreciate it.
We try.
Yeah.
But it's all in the spirit. It's all fun, though.
Yeah. Now, since you're here, I wanted to ask you guys: have you seen the Justice League film?
I have not seen it yet. My fiance did come home with probably a bootleg version of it because that's just how we get down. And it wasn't clear. And
all right.
No, he's hood.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I streamed
for a
it.
movie. Hey, you gonna do what you gotta do.
I did watch it. I streamed it right online. I sat right there on my phone and watched it for free. I won't pay to. I can't afford to pay to go see movies anymore in my time.
As many movies as they're coming out with, it's like it's constant. Like every
Wait till
month.
next year.
I know.
Next year is gonna be. We're pretty much gonna be at the movies watching superhero movies.
I saw that trailer for Infinity War. I actually might pay for that one though. I think I might actually pay for that one.
I'm paying for it regardless. So you want to join? You want to join in real quick? Want to join in?
The guy behind the camera.
Sure. Yeah, we only have 4 microphones.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, well, yeah, like you mentioned, Edmund, the Infinity War trailer looks
fire.
amazing. Yeah. And I will say, like, even though I've been a little fatigued with Marvel, like in the past year, this Infinity War trailer really woke me up. I do hope that, I mean, it's a good indication that it's bringing back the seriousness. It's not going to be so jokey quippy like the last 3 Marvel films.
Oh,
because I do. It's the beginning of the end of this phase and like the 10 years of Marvel of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But since we have Thanos on the scene, I do want to see some real drama. I want to see tears in the eyes of children in that theater. I want to see those heroes brutally beaten, victimized, and conquered by the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. I mean Thanos. My bad.
Wow, you went really deep. Come back.
You did.
Come back to the surface.
You're in a dark. You just went to a dark. You went to a dark place.
I crossed the stream. I'm sorry.
You did.
Even though somebody drew him as it's Thanos Simpson.
Okay, you did post that on our site, on our Facebook.
I saw some type of meme that they basically lightened him up. Like Thanos is on like Lightner.
Yeah.
That might be like a little bit of a race joke. I don't know. You're never too late.
Well, there was another Thanos meme, like he was dressed up as Debo from Friday.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's the one I posted.
Yeah.
That's the one I posted. My grandma gave the Infinity Stones. What Infinity Stones?
Oh, man.
But yeah, that looks like it's going to be good. But, the Justice League movie, I liked it for what it was. I've been waiting for ever in an eternity for a Justice League movie. Growing up hearing rumors, they might do it, especially in the early 2000s, they might do a Justice League movie, teasers on TV. Because I watched Smallville, the series, which I enjoyed growing up. I enjoyed watching that one. It was a good take on, the non-Superman Clark.
Yep.
I was all you on that one. Yeah, I was all you on that.
Superman Clark.
He didn't do nothing Superman related right to the last episode.
Yeah.
Then he put the suit on, and that's it.
Yeah, and that show
It was
was
a decent way to end it.
He was faking the funk. Yes, he was.
Yeah. Of course he wore, red and blue the whole time, as an outfit.
Same damn jacket. I don't think he ever washed it. Never washed his jeans. It was weird.
But you got teasers in there of Young Justice League and everything. It could have been better, the movie, but DC's just rushing the hell out of everything.
I know nobody mentioned anything about Superman's mouth in that movie.
That was extremely distracting. Like Henry Cavill's because he grew a mustache for Mission Impossible 6 and he couldn't shave it off. So when he came back for the reshoots of Justice League, he still had his mustache on because he was contractually obligated to keep it on. So what Warner Brothers had to do was spend an extra tens of millions of dollars just to CG out his upper lip, his mustache off his upper lip. So when you saw him on screen, every close-ups of his face, it looked extremely weird. Like he would just like talk like he would just look like this, like, "Yes, I am Superman. I am back. it's like
it's like the old kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No.
And the old dubbed over kung fu movies.
Like you could not look away. Like every time he was on screen, I would zero in on his upper lip, and it was noticeable every single time.
Did he have a green mustache? Did he have to dye it green for it?
You know,
that's
a good question.
I'd love to see the outtakes.
If he had to dye his mustache green, that would have been hilarious. But yeah, it was just so weird. And it was like, and I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you have two multi-million-dollar studios? You have Warner Brothers in DC, and then you have Paramount, who's doing Mission Impossible 6. Between the two of them, they couldn't figure out just to create just a exact replica of that mustache and just like tack it on his face. Like they didn't think to do that.
Give the man an extra few weeks to grow one. You know,
yeah.
Like,
mustaches are nothing, you know, unless you can't grow one.
Yeah, I'm saying.
What you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know, like,
shut up.
I'm just saying.
Listen. Yeah, I'm a labeler, but it took me forever to get this.
Yeah, but yeah.
Did you borrow some hair from your armpits? Be like,
I did not. It eventually came in. But
like I said, I really wish they would have done what Marvel did, just develop characters.
Exactly. No, we have no relationship with them. They showed
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
They introduced everybody in an email attachment.
So what am I supposed to? I can't correlate him with the Flash. With
like
the
they
Flash
tagged him
series.
in a meme, like, "Hey, you're in this, and you're in this, and you're in this."
Yeah, Cyborg.
Oh my god, that was an ambush, if not anything, because I know that I saw the pictures of like the new suit and everything like that, and I was like, wow, but like we didn't get a chance to know who he was.
Yeah,
like,
here's Cyborg. Here you go. It's like, okay.
But maybe that's how they're trying to produce this, and they're trying to do all these backstories and branch out all.
Well, they're
these
supposed to
different
still
movies and
do
stuff.
their separate movies afterwards. Supposed to get a Flash movie and a Aquaman.
Oh yeah, Aquaman.
I'm actually glad they're giving Aquaman some love, and he's not associated anymore with being
fishy
and feminine and being made fun of like Robot Chicken does to him.
All the time.
He's an awful Aquaman is an awful superhero. I was like,
he's hot. It doesn't matter what he's
that's
doing.
all.
He could be at Taco Bell in his Aquaman suit.
What did I say earlier?
My quesadilla.
What did I say earlier?
Fine. I will still buy
that's why they casted him as Aquaman to sell for the ladies.
Yeah, that's literally why he was there. But he is awful. He is awful. Maxim had a poll like years ago, and they actually voted him the worst superhero ever.
It's okay. He doesn't need to be a superhero. He just needs to look good while he's doing stuff.
Wait a minute, but I mean, in Aquaman's defense, I mean, his New 52 run is actually pretty decent. I mean, he actually.
That's why I'm glad they actually giving him some love, because for
they
a
give
while
him some
Aquaman,
purpose.
Aquaman turned into a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the joke. He was
Oh,
the
No, hold on. What about
Justice League.
Raj on Big Bang Theory when he did the costume where it was like it looks like the seahorse and he had like the little scale fins and stuff?
I gotta look that up.
It was so funny. He's walking around with this inflatable, basically a duck walking around like he's Aquaman. I'm like, no, dude, stop, just stop. It was a horrible wig and everything. It's just,
And plus, I will say, like, thinking about Justice League real quick, like, it's clear that Warner Brothers and DC have no idea what they're doing. They have no long-term plan, because, like, there were two big plot holes in Justice League, now that I think about it. Like the one that really bothered me was where they tried to explain why Wonder Woman disappeared for 100 years and never did anything since World War I, and why did she come back when Doomsday showed up? And then apparently she said something to the effect of, basically she was too sad because Steve Trevor, Chris Pine's character in Wonder Woman died, sacrificed his life.
Yeah, she shut herself off.
Yeah, she shut herself off from humanity.
So she was mourning.
Which really bothers me, because one, it's like, okay, she essentially so as the Wonder Woman character is written, she essentially like spits in the face of Steve Trevor's sacrifice in the first film, because like the whole point of his sacrifice was to show Wonder Woman that yes, humanity, as flawed as we are worth saving. We do want to do better. We can rise above our base evil natures. So with Wonder Woman, you mean to tell me that for the past 100 years, she ignored World War II, the rise of Nazism, the Vietnam War, the Cambodian genocide, 9/11, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, rampant police brutality, all those tragedies, but then
Black Lives Matter. Like, come on.
all those tragedies, but then it tastes like some crappy looking CG monster who's supposedly named Doomsday, who looks like a Ninja Turtles reject. For her to pick up the sword and shield one more time and be like, oh, well, it's time for me to be a hero one more time. Really? really.
Well, if you look at it, she even ignored the events of Man of Steel, Alien Invasion. She just sat that one out. And Batman vs. Superman, she just...
Well, everybody needs to sit that one out. Everybody needs to sit that one out. Take a seat.
Yeah.
Just take a seat.
Yeah. So
I think we spoiled something for Patrick Maloney Jr.
I will say that with after this movie, I think Warner Brothers and DC, what they should do, they should roll back the clock. They should do a soft reboot of the universe where
they just do Flashpoint and just start everything over.
Nah, if they do Flashpoint, that won't be an open admission of failure. So what they should do is they should just do a soft reboot where they ignore the previous films, ignore Justice League, Batman vs Superman, keep Wonder Woman, but then just move forward with solo films of Batman, Aquaman, and everybody else.
As long as Affleck is not playing Batman, I can support that.
Well, actually, Affleck he's desperate to leave the role. He's actually going to.
He should have never had the role.
No, I think. I think you have your reasons for being against Ben Affleck. I think Affleck was a good Bruce Wayne, but he was poorly served by the material he was given. He was shortchanged.
He is a poor actor.
What? He was not a poor actor.
Yes, he is a poor actor. You could suck on that all you want.
After Daredevil, I lost.
I was done
after
Daredevil.
He needs to stick to comedies. That's it. He really does. Dogma.
I was done with Ryan
whoa. Wait.
Come on.
No. Are you kidding?
Boiler Room.
I've never seen
Boiler Room is good.
He was okay in that one.
But what about, what was it, Gone Girl? I heard that there was either good or bad. I have no clue.
Gone Girl is fantastic, and that movie features not only a good Ben Affleck performance, but it also features the best performance from Tyler Perry.
Are you sure you don't need to take a sip? You sound a little thirsty right now. Affleckism.
Hey, I'm just trying to be.
Hashtag Affleck groupie.
I'm just trying to be fair.
If Affleck wants to make drama and do it, he can do that. After Daredevil, I did not want him in another superhero role. Ryan Reynolds too, but Ryan Reynolds, he redeemed himself with
Deadpool.
Yes.
Deadpool.
Deadpool's like one of my top 5 favorite superhero movies.
Green Lantern. Yeah. He's too
Green Lantern. I wanted to stab poke my own eyes out. I was just like,
it was too many jokes for a role that didn't need them.
Is it safe to say he just did it for the chat?
I think he did it because he looked really good in the suit, but not every suit is for everybody.
The suit was animated.
Oh yeah.
He still looked really good in it, but I just couldn't stand him. I couldn't take him seriously in such a role, even though it wasn't serious. But he's perfect for Deadpool. He should have been, he shouldn't have done anything else but prepared himself for Deadpool.
No, we need more. They need to let him go more rated R. Some of these movies, the X-Men movies, I feel should be rated R.
Yeah, they're actually moving that way with the
New
Mutants.
Look how good Logan was.
Yes.
Okay, rated R.
Yep.
What was it that said they didn't like Logan? Was it our friend
blind?
Yemi?
Yemi.
Yeah, our friend Yemi said that she didn't like Logan.
Yeah, because of X-23, but X-23 was awesome in that movie.
Yeah, but she said the X-23 series was good, but Logan wasn't.
She didn't like how they did X-23.
Yeah, in the film. Yeah, but James Mangold's actually working on a script for X-23 solo film, which will take place after Logan.
I'm okay with that. She'd be a little older.
Yeah.
So you think that would be rated?
Please be R.
Definitely an R.
It has to be. It has to be.
There's gonna be a lot of anger that's brewing in this girl. It should be. Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of unresolved issues. Your dad is
It has to be R.
There's no therapist for that one.
All right, we got to move on to something good.
Yeah.
The Punisher series.
Yes.
With that being
None of
said,
y'all
I
see
think I'm gonna leave.
None of y'all saw the Punisher
I was
series?
gonna start it last night, but I didn't make it home early.
Yeah.
Stephen, have you seen The Punisher?
I have not seen The Punisher, but I know the main actor that used to be on Walking Dead.
Yeah. John Bernthal?
Yeah. But I have not watched the Punisher movie yet. I mean, not the series.
Oh. Okay. In that case,
so good.
It is good.
It's so good.
In that case, I won't provide any spoilers for it.
All right, we won't spoil.
Victor Vader is taking a seat on this one.
But I will say it is worth watching, and
Okay.
it's extremely violent and gory. It goes there.
Right, and it's right up. I told you it was right up your alley.
I will say that it's not gratuitous without a purpose.
Children do cry.
Well, yeah. You have that
We
one.
kick their puppies. Come on, the kids should not be watching.
I mean, it's definitely it redeems Marvel. The Marvel Netflix series, they redeemed themselves from Iron Fist and to a certain extent the Defenders.
Fist was horrendous.
Yeah,
it was bad from beginning to beginning.
I heard nothing but bad, so I didn't even bother watching.
It just I'm sorry, like I was so amped for it. Me and my man were about to watch it, and we fell asleep. Mm-hmm. It was so boring and lackluster. Like there was nothing to it. Great,
I can admit now that it was bad.
I will say like with Iron Fist, like they had one interesting character, Colleen Wing. She should have been the main character, and then maybe the show would have been better. But like with Danny Rand, he's just completely dull.
But now they have him in the Avengers, and he's just as lackluster in the Avengers.
He's a better supporting character.
Yeah,
that's why he did. I think he did better. He did better in the Defenders, but he's serving his role as a supporting character. Yeah. So maybe there should not be an Iron Fist season 2, but bring on Heroes for Hire as a supporting character. Like Luke Cage is still like stealing the spotlight, but awesome. Oh yeah, Luke Cage was amazing.
Oh yeah, but
you know me, it's for the culture. If it's for the culture, I'm all for it.
Well, it's not about culture when I watched it, but yeah, whatever you said.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thirsty much? Anyway.
All day with Luke Cage. Give me a bucket.
But yeah, like I will say, like definitely check out The Punisher. 13 awesome episodes. Like I said, the violence does go over the top to the point where you do root for Frank Castle, you do feel sympathy for him, but then like there are several points where like he'll just go overboard, and you're just like dreading like what's happening. That's just like, oh my god,
poor guy, why did you kill him that way?
It's like I know you're suffering like PTSD and you got these other issues, but come on, man, that's a little excessive. You didn't have to take that sledgehammer to his dome twice.
Did you not say there were going to be no spoilers? And what are you doing? Like,
it's only that's only
one thing. That's how. The
first episode it involves some sledgehammer action. Come on, I mean,
it's irrelevant, and it's still.
But yeah, worth checking out.
Now I'm gonna be waiting for that moment.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Trust me, it's gonna be. It's early enough, so you'd be like, all right, cool.
Episode 1. Yeah.
Compared to episode 100.
Yeah.
So wait, I know you guys been listening favorite. So what was your favorite Codex moment?
Adrian.
Shout out to Admin Day.
Oh yeah, after last week.
Yo, that was epic.
I went in on Team Vic, and I came out. I was like, oh yeah, Adrian. Yeah, sorry.
You should have started with Adrian.
Yeah, go ahead. Because Edmund is a member of the Wrestling Fantasy Warfare group, and him and Adrian stay going at it.
We bicker on there
all the time. I'm like, why? I'm like, Edmund,
he's the president of the Roman Reigns fan club.
I can tell by the T-shirt.
You want to get in contact with Roman Reigns, you contact Adrian, and he'll get you, in the door.
I mean, I will say, like, I still want to know how Adrian got on WWE's payroll, because I think that he's a little bit too much of a shill for Roman Reigns. I'm gonna say it. I'm still maintain that point.
Yeah, you're saying it while he's not here. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he'll respond in the comments, but
because that's the only way.
I would say give that man the advocate role for Roman Reigns.
Yes.
At this point, that man's Paul Heyman right there.
He's Roman will forever be my enemy because he retired to Taker.
Undertaker. Yeah, but Adrian, we can agree to disagree. But that being said, Undertaker should have retired 10 years ago.
Do you have anything else to say, Carl, about this?
Listen, first of all, I agree. He should have retired. He should have retired at the end of an era at WrestleMania 28. Streak still intact. Great match with Triple H and the Hell in a Cell, and then that would have been it. And the way they had like their nice little send off.
The three of them.
Yeah. That was a great moment.
That was our version of the Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Right there, the three of them just walking out, but the money talks.
It does.
It certainly does.
It does, cause
isn't Kane back?
Yeah.
Kane's back.
Somebody he
needs to go to it. He just had his 20th anniversary, and I figured it was on the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and I figured they would at least show something. He would have made an appearance and all that. No, quick. Oh yeah, Kane debuted 20 years ago, and now on to this match. I'm like, give the man some due.
From what I've been reading, we might not see him that too much longer. He might be mayor.
Mayor Knoxville.
The Bulls down there and everything. I guess he needed some money, for those campaigns and stuff. That's why he's back. They cheap doing those campaigns.
He don't need it. He's already got the star power. Just as Kane's running for mayor. Shoot, people will vote for him just based on that.
I don't think they want to vote in. The demon Kane. I don't think he's walking around with his mask on.
Oh, he's not. But it's just because of the simple fact that he
might get more votes that way.
Yeah.
Well,
think about it.
Jerry Lawler lost down there, and
In Memphis, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you figure Jerry Lawler would have won any race down there for anything, seeing how big he is down there in Memphis and everything. So not always a guarantee the star power.
Yeah, I think Booker T's running for Houston too.
Oh, mayor?
Yeah.
What happens? Like wrestlers retire and they decide they want to get into politics? What kind of shit?
I don't get into real estate.
Well, I mean,
yeah, because they like those pictures on those cards. Like, hey, call me.
I want to be Jesse Ventura.
yeah. Jesse Ventura opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
Who else was running? What was his name?
Rhino ran for office
Yeah.
at one
Oh,
point.
yeah. Rhino did.
Kid Rock. That's who I was talking about. That was just a joke. It's a joke on a joke on a joke.
Was he really running for like mayor of Detroit or something?
Something like that. He was running some type of council seat.
Yeah.
He's a joke.
Indeed. Like
Well, we liked American Badass. So,
ba with the ba.
Hey, as long as as you keep that as Taker's entrance music.
yeah.
Oh man.
Because when that's the only reason that CD must have went through the roof when Taker.
Yeah,
came out
when
with
Taker
that
came
song.
out with it.
Yeah, everybody was playing that. I think that was like everybody's first rock song.
Oh yeah.
Might have been his first big check.
Well, yeah, Bob with a Ball, and that was before that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, wrestling. But,
Oh, I miss the old wrestling.
yeah.
You know you do. If you're in the Wrestling Fantasy Warfare page, we know you do.
Oh
yeah.
So what was your favorite moments from your 100 episode?
Mine, I would have Codex Prime and Chill. Still holds up
Episode
to this
19.
Day. Still to this day, when Victor didn't know what Netflix and Chill was, and then he found out what it meant.
Hold on. No, remember, what was it, the episode that I was on and he did not know where hide and go get it was? He looked it up. No, I did not do this.
I mean,
Go get it. Oh, man.
look. I don't know what kind of games y'all played when y'all were in your younger
We
days,
hid it.
but-
We got it. That's what we did.
See,
He just hid.
that's just ratchet on all levels.
Sprinkles of salt.
But,
Yeah, what was it? What was other? Okay, you already said Adrian's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steven, what was your favorite Codex moment?
Pass the microphone.
I'm not sure if it's just one moment, but the whole trope of Victor and his love for the morbid films, and if they're not terminally ill, he's not interested in them.
Or the rat
Victor loves cancer. Yeah, Victor loves cancer. No, this goes back. Like
my
Victor
God.
loves movies with terminal cancer.
Wait a minute. Okay,
That's a
said
little
Victor
kinky.
does.
You should really keep that.
wait a
secret.
minute. That's
Is this borderline necrophilia?
listen, man.
Get it while you can.
Listen, man. First of all, it just so happens that several of the films that I've reviewed on the podcast, they happen to have some dark themes. All right, I'm interested in stories. I'm interested in good storytelling, good acting, drama. Many of them happen to be dark and morose. It's not my fault. Don't blame me.
It is your fault. Change your type.
Okay, fine. What about this movie, The Fault in Our Stars?
I did not see that. I know that's not really up my alley.
My daughter
Are you sure
watched
about
it.
that?
She would so recommend
There's
it.
terminally ill people there.
Right?
I
Two
know.
of 'em.
Okay, look.
It's
all
like
right.
a whole family thing.
Okay, I can recommend a really good movie that I just saw recently. All right, that's the opposite of this whole trope that Victor likes dark films. There's a really good film out in theaters right now called 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and it's about
Woody Harrelson's in that, right?
Woody Harrelson's
I saw the
in it.
commercial.
Frances McDormand, and
Does anybody die?
well, Woody Harrelson. Okay,
It involves a death.
well, Woody Harrelson's character struggles with a terminal disease. Oh man, okay.
And there you have it.
All right.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Scratch that. Okay. There's another movie. There's another movie that I saw earlier this year, which was all right. I think it's worth checking out if you're bored. It's called A Monster Calls. It's about this little boy whose mother is dealing with terminal cancer.
I can't take it.
Someone's not allowed in the cancer ward.
Yeah. Noticing a trend here, Victor?
He'd be hunting for it. Be like,
mean-
what's your type? I'm about to die. Ooh, I like it.
Wow.
Like, I was there for 6 months. Come talk to me.
Call me when you
I
at
mean-
3 because you're a little too. It's a little too long. I need like $3.
You need hospice.
Look.
Imagine Victor showing up with a big thing of popcorn at a hospice center, just like,
Well, okay,
Who's ready to go?
That's morbid. That's effed up.
That's that's a little
That's
extreme.
effed up.
Valentine's like, hey, what you doing, girl?
Listen, look. I mean, okay, look.
You
all
loved Patch Adams, didn't you?
I've never seen Patch Adams. But, I mean, okay, look. Okay, fine. So
Do you
there's
support euthanasia?
yeah.
I bet you do.
I mean, well,
you want to be there. Be like, girl, your last breath.
See, you're being more morbid than I
You can put the
am.
stuff in now. She's good.
You're being more morbid than I. Look, okay, look.
My mouth hurts from that.
Look. Bottom line is okay. Yeah. So what? Just a handful of films happen to have dark themes.
Not a
like that.
handful.
Okay.
All of them.
Not all of them.
I want you to look back on the episodes and tell me how many morbid, terminally ill people movies that you have.
You got 100. You got 100 days. Listen to an episode a day and be like, okay, and just make out a list of all the all the movies with terminally ill
86
cancer.
episodes. It was only 86, like a majority.
I mean, okay. Well, there's another. Okay, there's another movie. All right.
Hold on. I want you to think about it before you speak.
Okay.
Does that include Victor's Corner as well?
Victor's always in the corner.
Man.
There was a movie that I reviewed which does not involve any terminal diseases, but it's also I think a family friendly movie. It's called Raw.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's about this if you haven't seen it, Raw. It's a really cool movie. It's on Netflix. It's about this girl who goes to a veterinary college, and she's a strict vegetarian. But then throughout the course of the movie, she discovers that she has a taste for raw meat, and then she eventually discovers that she has a taste for human flesh. It doesn't involve cancer, okay? That's all I can say.
Cancer. What do you not see in this? Is that your type? They gotta like human flesh.
It's
a secret room that nobody's allowed to go into in your place.
No, I mean,
as it was stressed in episode 4, which was my first Codex appearance before I became a regular, Victor's basement. Shout out to Furman for that email.
Look, Furman. Furman's crack about me having a secret corner in my basement. Come on, now that's not.
Do you have a St. Andrew's cross down there, Victor?
No.
Upside down.
Oh my goodness!
Wasn't exactly the kind of cross I was talking.
We gonna need a new recording, new place to record.
Is that green paint covering something?
There will be so many comments about that green room.
Look. Listen, man. I mean, look.
Where avocados go to die.
Listen, green.
Skeeted all over the.
After just hijack.
You're just.
Yes, you did.
You're just being ratchet as all get out. After look, green is the color of life. It's the color of.
No, actually, it's the color of infection.
That's a cynical view. That's such a cynical view.
But you like that, don't you? Infections, viruses, death. Rigor mortis.
We love you, Vic.
People, see, y'all trying to gang up on me. That's all right though.
That's what makes Codex.
And you love being a nemesis. You love this. People come back for this.
I mean,
hence the throwback video games.
Okay, the throwback.
When you went off about Sonic.
Okay, Steven, as a fellow gamer, please agree with me. Does Sonic the Hedgehog, the old Genesis games, do you think that they still hold up in this day and age, gameplay wise?
Me personally, yes.
It's Sonic.
Come on, the Casino Nights level in the original Sonic, the Casino Nights level. Come on now.
I mean, the soundtracks are great for the Sonic games, but I still maintain that the Sonic the Hedgehog games are some of the most overrated platformers in history.
Play Sonic Mania.
I mean,
I jonesed about it on the first episode that Adrian was here. I jonesed about it. He was like, "Listen, I'm downloading it."
I mean, listen. I mean, you got to admit the Sonic games have awkward level design. Like, the platforming is not incompatible with the fast speed of the gameplay. It just doesn't work.
You're just supposed to run. You're just supposed
Sonic
to run.
is a hedgehog who can speed.
No, but that's
probably what it was.
No, that's the thing. Here's the thing though, because if you try to play it as a regular platformer when he's not running fast, like the controls are just completely clunky and unwieldy.
You're supposed to run. It's called Sonic the Hedgehog, not Sonic the Slug.
No, but but every time when you stop when you have to slow down,
who
that's when the
slows
gameplay
down during Sonic?
Look, bottom line is the gameplay doesn't hold up. The Mario games hold up for a reason because the platforming is perfect and it's fine-tuned. Sonic games, you cannot say the same.
But that's it. Mario's not a hedgehog who can run fast. Nobody.
No, because
I said
because I said that all the Mario games, gaming wise, the gameplay still holds up to this day for a reason because those games are perfectly finely tuned.
It's the same systematic way that you're going. You only go one way.
Yeah, but
Mario gets to run. He hits the boxes. He gets the mushrooms. He jumps on the turtles. Sonic does the same thing. He's going for coins. It's the same trajectory.
Yeah, but the controls in the Mario games are perfect and fine tuned. You can't say the same for Sonic the Hedgehog.
You're just a hater. I'm being a hater.
Oh my god. Oh, here we go. Oh, Victor's a hater because his opinion is different from ours. Come on. Now.
Yeah, but it's only your opinion. Everybody else agrees. We're all synonymous. You're the only one who wants to be different.
I say for the game and when it came out, it's still pretty good. I mean, you have to think about technology back then to technology now. Leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds. So, I mean, they can only do so much with what they have, like 8 bits at that time for Nintendo. Was it 8 bits or 4 bits or something like that?
8 bits for NES.
8 bits.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's only so much they can do.
Yeah. I mean, indeed. Point taken. I mean, but look.
I love it when we get to shut him down.
No. You know,
Adrian.
No.
Wait, what? I didn't wear plaid
Right.
I'm just glad he didn't wear plaid because after we've just been like here for days.
Yes, I
Listen,
would have. That would have been.
That was an awesome Codex moment.
I think even my kids are laughing at that point.
Yeah, shout outs to the kids. Ethan, Janessa.
There's
the babies.
Dominic.
The babies.
There's nothing.
The new
wrong
one's
with
on the way, right?
Yep, December 29th.
Oh my
wait,
goodness.
that's soon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, right after Christmas.
So you can roll their birthday and the Christmas into one present then, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's how you gotta do it.
Shout out to my son. Today is his birthday. Happy 6th
shout out to
birthday,
Marcus.
Oh, since you guys remember his name now, right?
I'm so sorry. We're so sorry about that.
All right. Well, any other favorite Codex Prime episodes or memories or moments? Anything that comes to mind? There was a lot. There was so many.
I just have to say that, like, in all seriousness, Carl, you looked really good in the Eagles jersey.
Yeah, I took that. I took that L. Shout out to Darnell from the Party Nerds, who's an avid Cowboys trash talker and hardcore Eagles and an Eagles fan. And I went ahead. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this bold move, and I knew. I went in there knowing that I had the world. It was me against the world, but I ain't never scared. I stood behind my team.
No, you sat behind the Eagles. You didn't even want to get up. You were shady.
I will say you can't spell Dallas without 2 L's.
They said that last year.
Boom.
Well,
that was so good.
Speaking of football a little bit, somewhat Codex Prime related, I remember your post that you took down, Victor, when it was 28-3. I remember that post.
What was it about?
Some kind of Super Bowl when there was this. It was like this never before seen comeback, you know, of just this goat that just scored touchdown after touchdown. I don't know. And then someone just had that nerve of just posting up about something along the lines of how it's over, you're finished. And then I happened to put on a little comment down there with salty tears everywhere.
Yeah, This is in reference to the Patriots
I
Haters
just wanted to hear him
Bowl
say it.
episode
I just wanted to hear him say it.
where yes, I was.
I know.
That was that episode 51, 52.
Patriots, yeah.
The Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Just for the record, we're surrounded by. Victor hates sports. I'm a Cowboys fan, and we're surrounded by Patriot fans.
Yes, 5 ill-gotten championships. But I will say that
what?
With
Suck dick, what?
See, this is what I tell you. This is what I tell you every time. Stop getting them started.
I mean,
And you're the
listen,
only one in here. You're only hiding behind this little cage of nothingness right now.
Listen, all right. To your point, Stephen, it was in reference to during the Super Bowl, this year's Super Bowl, where the Falcons were leading, and then I decided to be a troll. So I went on my Facebook and I said that the Falcons are leading. I guess there's too much air in the football for Tom Brady's taste. And then right when I tweeted that, all of a sudden the Patriots made their comeback, and then I promptly deleted my Facebook
Of course you
post.
did. Of course you did.
And,
That's
yeah,
what
I
cowards
was-
do. Backtrack.
You realize your Facebook post just gets you in all types of trouble.
Yes, because you vamp and you don't even you just vamp in the heat of the moment, and then you're like, oh.
I mean,
people can see this.
I mean, listen. I mean, I know you guys are fans of the sports ball and whatever.
You know what it is. Stop being bougie.
That foosball.
Yeah.
Doesn't he sound like Bobby Boucher's mama when he says that? You're foosball.
I have to admit that comeback was kind of unexpected. I think people really wanted it to happen. I even had my doubts at halftime for a second, but then when it started happening, I'm like, let me get back on Victor's wall. Let me get back on that wall.
I will have to say that game absolutely gave me anxiety. I had to shut my TV off, shut off all my lights, and say a prayer.
I aged during that game.
Well,
after watching what happened with the Giants, I was watching that. I was just like aging. I was like getting older.
Some Benjamin Button shit.
I gotta show my face outside of my house after this, though, because I have a lot of Patriot haters I know, and everybody.
Yeah, we all know one.
Yeah, everybody I know.
But you're just a hater in general. Like, you don't even follow the sport. You just like to throw salt in wounds that are already
because here's the thing.
He likes infection.
No. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about. Okay, first of all, I think that Americans are too obsessed with football enough as it is. But
you're obsessed with video games. Couldn't we say the same thing?
No, that's different. But here's the thing. When it comes to football fandom, I do respect Carl's fandom of the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, they never won anything since the PlayStation 1 debuted in '95, but that's okay. He's a loyal fan. He's not a bandwagoner. Unlike Patriots fans who happen to get on the bandwagon just when they started to win championships, when they stopped being the scrubs of the NFL.
You can't exactly generalize every Patriots fan.
But majority of them are. But this is where I back up because it's gonna be Victor against the world on this one.
Okay. All right. If you guys are true blue Patriot fans, answer me this: name 3 Patriots quarterbacks pre-Tom Brady. Go.
I never said I was a full-blown Patriots fan. I just brought it up because I thought
that's
it was
what
funny.
Everybody comes at. Oh,
but nobody can still answer it though.
Name Patriot players before Drew Bledsoe. Well, I wasn't watching before Drew Bledsoe. If I was,
I wasn't watching before Troy Aikman. I still know.
I was a little kid, so I wasn't exactly keeping my eyes focused on it 100%. But when I did come of age and was like, I really enjoy football, watching football, I have been a Patriots fan. I grew up in a Patriots house. My mother, who happens to be a Yankees fan and a New York fan, is a Patriot fan, a rabid Patriot fan. Okay? So I grew up watching the Patriots.
I love you, Ma.
And everything. But I'll be all honest. When we started winning our championships, I started gloating because I got to hear from Cowboys fans or Steelers fans or other fans. Oh, your Patriots suck. Oh, when we lost the Super Bowl to the Green Bay Packers.
97.
I was in tears. I watched people make fun. Oh, you guys lost. So yeah, when Tom Brady walked onto that field and God said, bless us for all these titles, I was like, yep, I'm going to go. Just like when the Red Sox won finally, I had a big old Red Sox.
F that because let me tell you something. Here's my beef with that one. When that first championship after, what was it, 80-something years?
Yeah.
That was on my birthday. And nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. It was before Facebook where everybody just gets that notification like, hey, it's Carl's birthday. Okay, happy birthday. And that was it. People had to remember. And I got nothing.
Hey Vic, we were at UOI when that happened, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were on campus.
Yeah,
you remember those riots?
Yeah, I do remember those riots.
$100,000 in damages.
Get out.
Yeah, people lighting dumpsters on fire, tipping over cars, because the Red Sox won.
Oh, I was flying up and down Broad Street, waving my towel, my freaking Red Sox towel, like, yeah, we won.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I was drinking of my mother's tears because she's a Yankees dying. She'll die in Yankees.
Wasn't that wait? You know what? Wasn't that when like she came downstairs and like she was drinking a bit and she just like literally poured it all on you out of hate?
I believe it was probably one of those times.
One of those times, damn.
Yo, mine's just
when it comes to Red Sox Yankees in that house, because she's like, "How you born in New York and like the Red Sox? How you live in New England like the Yankees?"
I grew up
here and I love Dallas. So.
Know you're broken.
All right.
I'm not broke. I'm chilling.
Well, put it this way. I think Rhode Island's a lot more tolerant of people wearing New York gear than if you would go to New York and let's say you had a little Red Sox bumper sticker on there. You know your car's going to get keyed.
Yeah.
And that's one. That's
just like Boston and New York.
You can say about here. We tolerate their stuff more than their.
Well, because in a way we're kind of even though we're closer to Boston, we're still kind of in between because there was like a lot of Yankees fans that were
tweeners in Rhode Island. I do run into a lot of Yankee fans. Like, have you been to New York? No, I just like the Yankees. What? I
mean, like when you're
at the Red Sox, right up the road. What are you talking about?
I mean, when you're 26-time champions, I mean, you
you jump on the bandwagon, like you like to say.
I mean, nothing speaks more than success. But I will say, with as far as
about it when you get there.
Listen, Afton. First of all, you don't even have a microphone, so nobody can barely hear you. But anyway,
I don't need a microphone because I'm sure you can hear me.
Oh no. But I will say,
he does. Okay. He does edit these.
Okay, I will say, like for you, Patriots fans or whatever.
Getting them started.
One thing. I mean, who's the Super Bowl team that won the most championships? The Steelers, right? 6-time champions, I believe.
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
One above us. They
All right.
one above
Listen.
us.
Coming.
That means nothing.
Guess
what? I'm so glad you looked this up before you got here, so you had some type of knowledge to bring to the table.
Right.
Fall back. Stop asking about quarterbacks and stuff like that because the only one you know is Tom Brady too. Really? Right? Success? That's all you know, right?
That is true. I would like to say. Well, I'm saying this as against you because you're such a sports hater.
Yeah.
Name 5
quarterbacks,
current quarterbacks other than Tom Brady.
Oh, that's easy.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
5 current quarterbacks.
Yep.
Oh, that's easy. Fucking Joe Montana.
Current quarterbacks.
Now we're being trolled.
Fucking Troy Aikman.
Something Manning.
Dick Buttkiss. I don't know, John Madden. I don't watch sports ball. Okay, listen,
sports ball.
I don't.
Yep.
But
exactly.
All I will say is
Roethlisberger's count.
I will say is this. Since I did look.
Quarter pounder count. Since we're being irrelevant.
All I will say is this: like for you Patriots fans out there, since you're gloating about we're 5-time champions and all this, Steelers are 6-time champions. If the Patriots can win 7 championships and be the most winningest team in the NFL history, then you can talk to me. Then you fans can have a seat at the table. But for now, shut up.
What table? You ain't got no table.
Back to nerd culture here.
Table of sports ball.
Back to nerd culture.
With that being said, I'm gonna head out, guys. It's a pleasure, as always, to banter with the awesome Victor Vader. Enjoy your 100th episode, and I look forward to being part of whatever's next.
All right.
You definitely will be. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For all your support.
Yes, thank you.
Right. Somebody take it.
Yep. So we are back here once again talking on Codex Prime episode 100. Yes.
Codex 100.
Yeah, and we got some some headlines to get into here that we can all kind of.
I literally forgot about these.
Yeah,
I told you. I said you got. I'm gonna type up the news and headlines. Like, where you gonna get to them?
I know you did, Carl, but leave it to me. I got y'all covered. First, we did talk about the Infinity War trailer.
Banging.
Speaking of Marvel, Marvel Studios is planning the next 20 films after Phase 3. So in an interview with Vanity Fair, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige, he stated, quote, "We got another 20 movies on the docket that are completely different from anything that's come before, intentionally." In addition, Disney CEO Bob Iger noted that Marvel owns the rights to 7,000 characters, implying that the company intends to use them. Plus, quote, "We're looking for worlds that are completely separate, geographically or in time, from the worlds that we've already visited." Contracts for Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, and Chris Hemsworth are set to expire after Avengers 4 next year. And Feige also said there will be 2 distinct periods in the MCU, everything before Avengers 4 and everything after.
Isn't Black Widow getting her spinoff?
So far, no, that hasn't been confirmed.
I thought she would. She seems like she has a base there, you know?
You would think she would, seeing as Wonder Woman was a hit. They want to cash in on the female side of things. You know,
Yeah.
Black Widow. You know,
okay.
everybody's been waiting since the beginning to see a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that would be a no-brainer, and
You
but
figure, but something about Marvel just don't want to do a female movie, I guess.
They're doing Captain Marvel.
yeah, well, Captain Marvel's like their only one, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then the only solo female, because I was gonna say Ant-Man and the Wasp, but yep,
I would like to
She-Hulk?
see a She-Hulk.
a She-Hulk movie would be cool.
Yeah, seeing as you know they can't do a solo Hulk movie, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So why not do a She-Hulk? You know,
yeah, that's a good
Yeah, but
question.
I think that still falls into the rights. I think Universal probably still owns the rights to that because it falls under.
I'm not sure that Universal has the rights to She-Hulk, but if that's the case, then they can't use it. But if they don't have the rights to She-Hulk, then Marvel
you can
Marvel
even tie
Studios
in
could
the
use
Hulk
it.
into it.
Yeah.
I've never seen a comic book characters that are dabbing.
Oh,
Yeah, we did have a.
dabbing comic book characters apparently. Yes.
It's a millennial thing right there for you. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you got to give them something.
yeah, but a She-Hulk movie would be cool if Marvel can get the rights to her. And plus, they can change some things around with the background and whatnot.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. And as of now, Marvel has only confirmed 2 post-Avengers 4 films, the sequels to Spider-Man Homecoming and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
At least we know who's not going to die. But then again, like, Guardians of the Galaxy have changed. So it's like somebody from the Guardians is going to die.
it's comic book universe. Anybody can die and just we're bringing them back.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is true.
They're going to use, like, the reality gem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or some sort of space dimensional portal to bring them back or something. You know, especially in Guardians of the Galaxy, that opens up the floodgates for anything really.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I like to see a Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Part 1 and 2 were good. I liked them. 2 was kind of rushed. Felt kind of, I don't know, felt kind
Forced?
of everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one was definitely,
Oh, the first one was a hit.
yeah. I went in. One of those people was like, this is gonna be okay. I was like, oh shit.
But you
this is-
left with joy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is
That's
really.
the thing. I like, especially like going back to Justice League. I left with it was okay. But it's like those first, the first one, Guardians, I left with joy. I felt fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of DC, meanwhile, DC and Warner Brothers have announced plans for their next 20 films.
Trying, so they're trying.
Yeah. So their next planned slate of 20 films are Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 2, Cyborg, Green Lantern Corps, Batgirl, The Batman, Black Adam, Flashpoint, Gotham City Sirens, Justice League Dark, Nightwing, Suicide Squad 2, Birds of Prey, Deadshot, Deathstroke, a Harley Quinn and the Joker film, a Justice League sequel, a Lobo film, and a Man of Steel sequel. Currently, most of these films don't have dates or production information.
They're just a name on a list.
Yep, they're just names on a list.
Yeah.
But I remember there was some talk about Mel Gibson directing Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, like he was in the running, but I think his name might still be in circulation, but they haven't locked anything down with him.
Well, the Deathstroke thing, I think, is don't they have what's that dude from Magic Mike?
Joe Manganiello?
Yeah, isn't he signed up for that one?
Yeah.
So that one looks like it's going to be in the works.
You didn't stay for the end of Justice League?
Well, I watched it. I streamed it, so the guy didn't stay for the end.
Yeah.
Did somebody walk across the screen?
No, you see a few heads pop up. It was a good quality. But you see when the second the credits come up, you see the guy take
decent cam
and run off.
Now, as somebody who's an advocate for, who hates somebody who hates piracy, is that an exception?
Piracy? That is not an exception, unfortunately.
Justice League?
I mean, I will say, like, at least Redbox it. Wait till it comes out on Blu-ray and Redbox it for $1.
Well, so, as somebody who grew up in the infancy of internet, once that stuff came for free, I was like, I ain't paying for it no more. Carl will tell you, we sat around downloading everything and anything and printing and yeah.
Yeah, not to get too sidetracked. That may be ending depending on net neutrality.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
Your mom's computer took a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be. Even though we don't want it to happen, money talks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We won't be seeing anything on the internet anymore.
Ugh, man. So I don't know if what that means for the future of this very show. So
Probably gonna get charged for Facebook soon.
I know. Get the social media package for an extra $5 on your monthly bill. Ugh.
That's gonna be fun.
But yeah. Anyway, getting back to it, DC, they are planning to move away from like a solid cinematic universe, so they can concentrate more on standalone films that kind of like have like a like subtly acknowledge a broader universe, but nothing that's like really interconnected per se.
Oh, we gotta do something.
You mean like to bring back some fans and stuff to actually, so they can make a universe?
Yeah, pretty much. like they might just take like the soft reboot approach. Just just pretend Justice League and Batman vs Superman never happened. We're just gonna move forward with some new stuff.
Kind of worked for X-Men.
I mean, if they can get everything right with the characters, and then maybe they can move on to like maybe a Darkest Night kind of a thing, you know? Mm-hmm. That would be pretty cool if they can get it right.
Yeah,
but I'm not holding my breath that way.
Yeah, at this point, they just need to just set everything on fire and say, we just got to start over. Everything burned down. So we're just going to start over.
Yeah.
Just Men in Black neuralize the whole shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they definitely have to get like a Kevin Feige figure, like, to give them a clear vision.
They have like hundreds of people in hundreds of directions, and it's like somebody stand up and say, listen, we're going to go this way. Mm-hmm. That's DC for you, and not Disney's involved in.
Yeah. That's true. Well, we have a comment from one person, Juan, who says that DC, they need to bring the writers from the animated movies to the cinematic movies. End of discussion.
Yeah, Bruce Timm.
Yeah, Bruce Timm. Yeah.
Speaking of animated, you guys see the trailer for that new Batman?
Batman Ninja one that I posted.
That one looks hot.
I just posted. I was doing something. I was like, oh my god, there's a trailer. All right, let me post this on our page, and now I'll look back at it later. I haven't had a chance to, but a lot of people have been like liking it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that looked really good. I was like, oh, okay, anime Batman.
I was waiting for this to happen. I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't take a cheesy anime approach neither. It was like it looks like it's really well thought out and drawn and everything like the.
Yeah, they got some famous people on.
Yeah, the fight scene looks like the fight scenes that you see in the clip look pretty good. I was like, okay.
Japanese people's names I just can't pronounce at this very moment. But yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out when it comes out on Blu-ray. Some other news here. Moving on to some TV news. Lenny James, who plays Morgan on The Walking Dead, he's going to be crossing over into Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
Yep. So he's going to be appearing in the fourth season of the prequel series, Fear the Walking Dead, next year. It's unclear if Morgan will be killed off on the main show, but the Walking Dead showrunner, Scott Gimple, mentioned on Talking Dead recently that Morgan still has a lot more story left on the main series.
I mean, he could be one of those things where he kind of walks off and no one really know where he comes. Kind of like when you first saw him in the beginning of the series. Mm-hmm. Then he was kind of left to his own devices, and then they met back up with Rick again in the house. He was kind of crazy, and then he came back again. It could be one of those. I mean, I'd say he's a good character. He's very interesting. He seems like he's kind of reverting back to his old ways a little bit, but I think that they might not just kill him off. They'll just have him kind of like as what happened. He kind of walked off again. They might just leave it at that. Maybe a few flashbacks here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe that could be a way to make Walking Dead actually, like, for me, interesting to watch again, because they're, like I said, the quality kind of took a dip, so I kind of walked away from the show.
I can admit, I'm still watching because I'm like, I invested so much time into Walking Dead.
True.
I have to see it through. I have to see it through. But I will say the show is definitely like running its course. It's like they're like trying to hold on. I think it should have just ended like 2 seasons. They should have at least brought Negan in like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, they're definitely milking it for as much as they possibly
can.
Yeah,
which is bad because the more they milk it, the worse they're going to make it. And then by the time it does come to an end, everybody's just going to be so turned off. It's just going to be like, oh.
Exactly. Like Sons of Anarchy, they went out on top. The Wire went out on top.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead should have done that.
Yeah.
Plus, what they did to Glenn, I mean, it was kind of like a jerker. I'm like, what? What'd you do to him?
That was probably I would say that was the last like real good episode. Like there's been like some
the
ones
first
since
time
then.
When it was that cliffhanger, that first time, I kind of could tell him like the way the angle of the body is. No, he's good, even though there was the skepticism. So okay, he did all this so he could stay alive, and then the infamous scene, which had to happen anyways. I don't blame him for doing it, but it's kind of like really?
That's what I said to a lot of people that I know that were like, "Oh yeah, Walking Dead." It's like, you read the comics. He is going to die. No, Glenn's the favorite. He's the favorite. He has to die if they want to follow, unless they want to piss off.
But they changed it. Yeah, they changed a lot. Like where I'm at in the comics, Andrew's still alive.
Oh yeah, they throw
Carol went crazy and died within the show. Like Carol's is badass shit.
Yeah,
who just
dead
like
in the comics and she's still around in the show.
Yeah,
you know they had to go different routes.
Yeah, Andrea's the badass in the comic books, but yeah, in the show, like everybody hated Andrea.
Yeah, you know, like
really bad.
But it's just you had to kill off Glenn. That's one of the major moments in the comic.
True.
Right.
I have to agree.
It had to happen.
Right. They need to go back. They do need to go back to that. Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Just like in Game of Thrones. Like, look. Season 1 of Game of Thrones. Sean Bean's Ned Stark is on the cover. So you're thinking like he's a key character who's just gonna make it. No, he was gone at the end of the first season.
Yeah,
and nobody saw it coming unless you read the book.
That's why people tuned back in.
Yeah,
you know, that's why people still tune into The Walking Dead because they feel they still want to see that
right.
Who's going to get it next? How you going to go? How's this one going to go? You know, everybody wants to see who's Negan going to bash over the head with Lucille. That's what everybody wants to see. Even though it's been a big letdown with Negan as of right now, but
yeah, I mean, his swag is still cool. Like the things he said. The things he say is like cool.
Yeah, I like they kept that from the comics. They didn't make him some regular, some regular villain or no. They kept his swagger in his mouth, and you can only say so much on TV, but you know they kept him foul mouthed as much as possible.
Yeah, but we'll see.
At least they gave him a little bit of backstory in the show.
Tad bit.
Just
a little. Salt Bay hater sprinkle, and that's it.
Yeah, something probably to milk next season. You know, tune in to see some backstory on Negan.
His flashback episode.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, he's not completely one-dimensional. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if I'll ever get back on the Walking Dead train, but I don't know. Time will tell. Yeah,
I understand if you don't. I'm not even pushing for you to do so.
You'll tune in when they say they're going to kill Carl or something, or they're going to kill Rick or something. Like, you know, they need to do something like that. They need to. Kill off a big.
It has to be a major star.
Yeah.
One of the untouchables.
Yeah.
Daryl.
You know, or Maggie or something.
No, I want to see Maggie. I'd rather see Maggie go. I'm on a Victor kick. Maybe it's because I hang around with him so much now. Like I would probably see. It would probably be good to see like Maggie get
I think if they killed Daryl off, I think they will actually get backlash on that one.
They definitely will.
They would.
They definitely. They will get just as much as backlash as when they killed off Brian on Family Guy.
Yeah, and then they had to go.
They had to like go back. They had to be like, okay,
I was even
baby.
one of those people like, no. What the hell is this? I was like, no.
Yeah. They bring in that Italian.
Even those few episodes that were just that other dog, I was just like, no.
And there was another episode too. Where it's like where they actually brought up. They said, you know, we caught a lot of backlash that we killed off Brian, but yet nobody seemed to notice that Brian was not in this episode. Like they had a little disclaimer at the end. That was hilarious. I was like, it's so true.
Always make fun of themselves.
I love it when they do that.
Yeah, we also got some other news here. There's going to be a possible sequel to the film Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai. The RZA, who actually worked on that film, he stated in a recent interview with Telerama that he, along with director Jim Jarmusch, Forrest Whitaker, and screenwriter Dallas Jackson, are executive producing a sequel to the 1999 film Ghost Dog. And they already have something written. It's unclear if it's a completed script for a movie or even a possible TV show. Have you seen anybody seen the original Ghost Dog?
Nope.
I have not.
It's really good. It's like this cool little like art house film where Forrest Whitaker, he plays the title character Ghost Dog. He's like a modern day samurai / hitman, and he's working for these mobsters. Like it's really unique. Like it's something that's one of a kind. You should definitely watch it. Really good soundtrack too, produced by the RZA. Yeah.
Well, live action Afro Samurai.
That would be really cool.
Oh, that'll be so dope. Please be narrated by Samuel L. Jackson.
Or just have
you cannot have samurai. You cannot have Afro Samurai.
Wasn't he one of the voices in
Yeah,
there? That guy.
Character, the guy who was
his alter ego or whatever. Was it?
No, it was the guy who accompanied him and stuff like that. Just talking shit all the time.
Yeah.
He really just talked shit to him all the time. It was like just there. But definitely have to have Samuel L. Jackson.
You can't.
Do that.
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
Please let it be rated R, just so we can say motherfucker all day.
Yeah.
I can literally. There's an internet video where it just has every single time Samuel L. Jackson says motherfucker.
I think that man,
and I loved it.
I think that man just sits there and sleeps saying it.
Wow, I bet that video is like 3 hours long.
It's not, but it was like up to a certain point, but it was so good. It was so good. No, Soul Man alone, I can just watch that movie over and over again. I watch it just to count how many times they said between him and Bernie Mac said it, and each time it was amazing.
Yeah, wow.
You could imagine how hard it is for him to play freaking Nick Fury and not be able to say any swears and have to keep it clean.
I know, right? And plus, like we'll clearly never get to see a Punisher Nick Fury like live action film because that would be ridiculous.
Or even Nick Fury showing up in that Punisher series.
Yeah. No, that could happen. That could happen.
Yeah.
I would say, Scott, I would be optimistic and say it could happen. It wouldn't be
Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I think like.
They would have to cast another person to play.
No, I mean Samuel L. Jackson showed up as he was on. It is Netflix. Yeah. He showed up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before, once or twice.
Yeah, it is Netflix. Netflix has a lot more leeway to do things, you know. Oh, it depends on contracts, I guess.
Yeah, and plus, like the tone is from the Netflix Marvel series and the films are totally different.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. I mean, they could spice them up just for that moment, just for Just for that moment, and he would have to go back to, all right, let me calm down a bit.
Well, Nick Fury has been getting let off of things lately, you know.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson's getting up there.
Oh, well, the character's getting kind of let off of when it comes to these newer movies and everything.
Yeah, indeed. We also have some other comic book movie news. James Franco, he's going to star in a Multiple Man film, which is set in the X-Men universe. He's going to be playing a Multiple Man. Wonder Woman screenwriter Alan Heinberg is also going to be writing the script. Multiple Man was previously played by Eric Dane in 2006's X-Men The Last Stand. And Franco says that this movie may be rated R. What do you guys think?
Multiple Man.
Yeah.
All the characters?
Where it's like where Multiple Man is like when you hit him like he.
Yeah, I know. I just of all the characters, that's the one that.
I mean, that's the rated R one. I don't know too much about Multiple Man. I know where his power is and whatnot, but I'm kind of like,
it's like he's one.
What's
of those...
so rated R about it? I mean, I'm all for comic book movies being rated R if necessary, but not just to be rated R just to try to spice things up or just try to make money off of it. I mean, if it's necessary, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah,
so many more X-Men characters that they can.
I want to see Onslaught. If Marvel's gonna do, if Marvel Studios is doing Infinity Wars, like let 20th Century try to compete and do Onslaught, but then I don't trust it because of the way they did Apocalypse.
I don't trust them over there at all. They need to give up the X-Men. Yeah.
Well, I think that like Fox, they're actually taking more chances with the X-Men universe, like with Logan especially, and then Deadpool and New Mutants. So I really don't want to see Disney get their hands on the X-Men universe just yet, because you know that they're just gonna kind of like soften it, make it more kind of like almost bland in a way, much like the.
Like I said, X-Men is one of those that should be rated R. If Fox wants to be different, if 20th Century wants to be different, start releasing the X-Men universe rated R.
Yeah,
you saw with Deadpool and Logan. Just revitalize their studios because the X-Men movies weren't doing any justice for them at all.
Yeah. Have we ever even discussed on the show the Deadpool 2 trailer?
No, we haven't. I think we just mentioned it.
That was the telephone booth, right? That one?
No, there was a new one that came out where it starts off here.
He's doing the painter thing.
Yeah, he's doing Bob Ross.
Oh, I saw a little bit of it, I think. But
yeah. They didn't give away. I still don't even know what Deadpool 2 is going to be about.
Yeah, they didn't give away nothing.
They didn't give away nothing, but it's like
on there, just paid
it, making his innuendos.
Yeah, making his.
And I'm just like, I still want to see this.
Yeah, and you're gonna see a lot of like Deadpool Bob Ross cosplays next year.
Definitely,
that's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see what James Franco can bring with this Multiple Man film, and if Fox can take more chances with the X-Men universe, then hey, I think we're in for a treat. Some other news here. For any Scooby-Doo fans, Daphne and Velma, they're getting their own live-action film.
But I heard they wanted to make them interested in each other. rumor.
So it's going to be a porno?
No. But supposedly there were undertones in the cartoon, which I don't really remember.
If you do watch the cartoons,
there were some undertones there. So they wanted them to be, I guess, maybe possibly together or heading
we
that
want to see them through the eyes of Shaggy and Scooby.
Rumors.
You know, what they see Thelma.
Well, apparently this film, which is appropriately called Daphne and Velma, it takes place before the two girls join Freddy, Shaggy, and Scooby. And they're basically they're two high school girls, and they're trying to figure out this mystery in their high school where a bunch of bright students are disappearing, and they return as zombies or in a zombified state. It's going to be released by Warner Brothers next year, and Daphne will be played by Sarah Jeffrey, who stars in Shades of Blue, and Sarah Gilman plays Velma, who stars in the show Last Man Standing.
That should be interesting.
Sure.
Yeah, so for any... Hey, hopefully if it's better than the live-action Scooby-Doo films we had over 10, 15 years ago.
God, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't even bothered watching them.
Speaking of other films, Hellboy, the Hellboy reboot film, finally got a release date from Lionsgate, which will star David Harbour, who plays Jim Hopper in Stranger Things. This comes out January 11th, 2019. Mila Jovovich stars as the film's main villain. Ian McShane plays Professor Broom, Hellboy's mentor, and Daniel Day Kim plays Major Ben Daimio. Neil Marshall will direct the film, and it will be written by Mike Mignola, who's the creator of Hellboy, Andrew Cosby, and Christopher Golden, and it will be rated R.
Take the chance. I'll take a chance with it.
Yeah, Hellboy. Golden Army was, meh. Really? You know, the first Hellboy I found better than the Golden Army. Golden Army had better fight scenes, you know, but. Yeah, I take a shot at it. You know, rated R. Mm-hmm. You know, Hellboy needs to be rated R. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those characters that needs to be.
I'm nervous because everybody loves Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I think
he played a good Hellboy, but you know,
he's old. Yeah, he's old now, so it's like
Yeah, definitely.
But Mila Jovovich, I'm like, I can see that. I can see that.
That's the only reason why I tune into the Resident Evil movie still.
What about Zoolander though? She was in that one too. She was kind of evil.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this Hellboy reboot, and David Harbour looks incredible as Hellboy.
There was a picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I actually posted it on our Facebook page like a month ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like a link, but he looks incredible in the role, and I'm intrigued. And plus, this will be the next best thing because we didn't get a Hellboy 3, and unfortunately that never got off the ground. So this is the next best thing right here.
Didn't they try to whitewash one of the characters, but then that actor was like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah, Ed Skrein, he was cast as Ben Daimio, but once he found out that it was played by I think it was a Japanese or Chinese character,
I think Japanese
or Japanese character.
Japanese.
Yeah, then that's when he said that. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna play this role because I don't want to be accused of whitewashing. So he did step down, which was good on him. Which, ironically enough, Daniel Day Kim, I believe, is a South Korean, so he's playing a Japanese character. So, he can't. Well, you know,
it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, we'll
in the right direction.
It's a step
in the region.
Yeah,
it's there. So
we'll take what we can. And plus,
kind of like Memoirs of a Geisha. I mean, a lot of Chinese actors, even though it's supposed to be Japanese, but it's in the right direction at least.
Yeah. Plus, they're good actors, and it's better than nothing, or the alternative. Ugh.
Yeah.
Other news here, Margot Robbie, or Margot Robbie, she says that she's working on a third Harley Quinn spin-off film.
First two.
Well, in addition to Gotham City Sirens, which will be written and directed by David Ayer, who did Suicide Squad, as well as her Joker and Harley Quinn spin-off film, which will star Jared Leto. She's working on a third Harley Quinn movie, which might be a solo film, which is separate from the first two, and this will be directed by John Requa and Glenn Ficarra, who directed the Tina Fey movie Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. And Robbie says that she's been working on this third Harley Quinn film for the past 2 years. No other details, such as a title, a writer, or a release date, have been revealed.
She's gonna try to milk this Harley Quinn money for as much as she can.
I wouldn't blame her. I would do the exact same thing if I was in her position.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna, people still cosplaying as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the most seen cosplays last year.
Oh yeah, it was all over. You couldn't open anything on social media without some chick dressed like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and
Alexa Bliss milked it
Yep, that's
Yeah.
part of her.
As much
getting
as
hit.
she could.
Yep.
She definitely milked herself.
She'll get repackaged
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, until DC sends them a cease and desist letter to WWE.
Well, they ain't gonna because they're getting some money out of it.
But I will say, like, Margot Robbie, like, she was one of the few bright spots of Suicide Squad. Like, she was fine as Harley Quinn, and I think that yeah, no, and I think well, the Gotham City Sirens and then the Joker and Harley Quinn films, they have potential. I know a lot of people are hate on Jared Leto's Joker, but I think that is more so the writing of Suicide Squad more than anything else. So I'm
still reserving my rights to Jared Leto playing the Joker. I gotta see him in his own movie, maybe. Not just in Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it was trash.
You wanted to commit suicide afterwards.
Yeah, Suicide Squad was trash.
Those were just paychecks right there.
Yeah.
Murder math.
Yep.
As Iris indicated in that episode, murder. So he's teaching his daughter murder math. Like, do you really know what murder math is? Geometry. That's literally all it is.
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah.
back to him.
When you're trying to shoot angles or something like
Bullet
that's
drop and wind speed.
Yeah.
That's a factor in it, I guess too. But
Yeah.
what do you think of him actually as a Joker?
Jared Leto.
Yeah, just as Joker.
I think like just the look of him like tries way too hard to be edgy. Like it's way too on the nose. Like for example, like damaged, tattooed on his forehead. That's just like we get it. He's insane.
Trying to go above and beyond the previous Joker.
But yeah, he was still but then it's like when you watch his acting, he was still trying to be Heath Ledger, and it's like you just can't do it. Like it's not you. It's a whole different story. It was a whole different story because us fans are we're still attached to Heath Ledger's performance.
Yeah, and his performance is hard to top.
Oh,
yeah.
You just can't. I wouldn't even try.
It killed him.
It did not kill him. Don't spread that unfounded rumor, man. Heath Ledger's performance did not kill him. It didn't. Come on, that's unfounded and simplistic as fuck. Come on.
He's a method actor, isn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
they said that he did.
So
read
maybe
a lot
it may
of
even
psycho
contributed factor. It may have contributed a little bit at least.
They said that he kind of wrapped his mind into that psychopath
and opiates
and stuff. Yeah,
opiates,
barbiturates and alcohol, a ton of it. And he was central. It wasn't that he was method, meaning he didn't break character. I mean, he did. He took it seriously. He stayed in his room by himself, away from everyone.
Right.
Which is depression 101. Don't ever do that. And then he had this issue, which is the biggest issue in the country right now. And that's what really did him in. That's the message. But I kind of agree and disagree with. I think it contributed to his mindset, and that kind of helped him go down that path to that. But but good job. That's a great last acting gig.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So thank you.
If you want to be remembered,
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he posthumously won an Oscar for his performance too.
Yeah,
Well
and
deserved.
was his final film the one that he was working on? Was that ever released?
Yeah.
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had was it Jared Leto, Colin Farrell,
Yeah, I think they had Jude Law.
and Jude Law. They all jumped in to play the character.
Right.
Yeah.
Which it worked out because the way the movie was set up, changed the character, but it's still the same, same character in the movie, but different actor. It kind of worked out. I saw some of the movie. It looked pretty good. I was meaning to always go back and watch the whole thing, but you got kids, you can't do that.
True. Yeah. So we'll see how these Harley Quinn films will go. Hopefully they'll be better written. But with the current state of the DCEU, except for Wonder Woman, it's hard to be optimistic. Some other news. Other news here, Disney has finally cast a lead role in their live-action Mulan film, which is coming out 2019. The actress Liu Yifei, who starred in this movie, The Forbidden Kingdom, in 2008. She'll be playing Mulan in Disney's upcoming live-action remake, and it will be directed by Nikki Caro, who directed such films as Whale Rider and The Zookeeper's Wife.
Well, I mean, Disney has a lot of momentum with these live-action movies of their live-action versions of their past animated movies. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, sure, why not?
And from what I heard, they want to do like a shit ton of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm amped for it
too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They casted Aladdin where Will Smith's playing the genie.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Margot Robbie was still alive.
I know.
R.I.P.
That was Genie.
Yeah.
He was the genie. I would like to see Hunchback though.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Maybe because I was in it in 7th grade, but.
They're gonna pipe those all out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Disney fans will still pay their money to see him.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see like live action remakes of like their flops like Atlantis and Treasure Planet.
I don't even remember those.
I think still Atlantis has their following though.
It does actually.
It has their followings. I've seen some cosplays of them even recently, but yeah.
Yeah. And plus like Treasure Planet was actually decent. I don't think it got a fair shake. Yeah. But we'll never know.
Can't tell you guys.
Yeah.
Jumanji.
Oh yeah, Jumanji coming out with The Rock, Kevin Hart. Oh my gosh.
I was wondering how The Rock fit into that. Then I saw the trailer. It's like they get transported into it. So
into
I'm
the
like,
characters.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, so this is how The Rock fits in. I'm like, okay, how The Rock fit into Jumanji?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, and then I saw that. I was like, okay, so it's not exactly
from the 95 movie. 90,
yeah, 95.
95 movies, but it's like a modern spin on it, I guess.
Oh yeah, speaking of The Rock, have you guys seen the trailer for his new movie Rampage coming out?
No, I haven't.
I did.
Yeah, it's another video game based movie. You remember?
It's actually with the gorilla. I don't know. The game was all right. It wasn't nothing special. You got to tear down some buildings and stuff like that. And
as long as they don't make it like Pixel or whatever.
Like it kind of looks.
I don't think that was a proper.
It's for the check. No. It's for the check.
Yeah, that definitely is.
It was for the check.
It wasn't like Rampage was like a blockbuster game or anything.
No, it wasn't. That's
like, even today, like I wouldn't go back and play it when it came out. I played it a few, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I gotta play this game.
Yeah, I might still play it just for nostalgia.
Yeah.
At best, but
and then like you play it, catch a few turns, and you feel like, okay, like you're fulfilled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm curious. Maybe that Rampage movie will break the video game movie curse. Probably.
Oh yeah, that'll they'll make another game and everybody just be upset again.
Yeah, because there's only 2 good video game movies, live action video game based movies ever made: Mortal Kombat.
I was gonna say the first Mortal Kombat
and Silent Hill. That's it.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, you can say Resident Evil. Not Resident Evil. And last headline here, David S. Goyer, he's in talks to direct the Masters of the Universe reboot film. Remember that? He's the screenwriter for Batman Begins and Man of Steel. He's in talks with Sony to direct the movie for a December 18, 2019 release date. The film will pit He-Man against his arch-nemesis Skeletor on the planet Eternia. The Masters of the Universe property was previously held by Warner Brothers back in 2009 with Kung Fu Panda director John Stevenson on board, who later left the project and was replaced by G.I. Joe Retaliation director John M. Chu in 2012, who also backed out a year later and was then replaced by Terminator Salvation director McG, who then left the job this past April. So now it's up to David Goyer and Sony Pictures to make this Masters of the Universe reboot film.
Noticing a trend here. When that many people jump ship, that kind of makes me question things a little bit.
Yeah, and mind you, like, I don't know if the world is ready to see another live action He-Man movie, especially with the one we have with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, but that was almost 30. That was
30 years ago.
30 years ago. I mean, I think
that was a bad movie.
It was. It really was.
That was a bad movie.
As a matter of fact, I have a friend who bought the Blu-ray.
Oh, that's a good question. Who can play He-Man?
Actually? I mean, I could see like old school Conan, like brain fart. Sorry, Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was like Conan physique. Yeah. I can see him playing as He-Man. But nowadays, who can really fit that build?
Hemsworth, and that's it. Is he like the only muscle blonde Muscle Bound Blondie. That's out right now.
Maybe
I
one
don't
of his,
even think he's big enough to.
or maybe one of his brothers.
Cena.
John Cena as he.
I mean, big.
He
He's
has
big
the
enough.
look. He has the look.
Yeah.
You just need him with that long flowing hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then the movie would totally suck.
Yeah, because you can't
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple H, but he's not that tall though.
No, he's 6'4" though. Triple H.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah.
Plus, CG does wonders.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah,
Except for Superman's mouth.
Who is out there in the acting world that could do it? He-Man is like.
Yeah. You know,
that'd be a CG. That's gonna be a CGI heavy movie.
Yeah.
yeah, and plus, like, I'm just curious to see like the potential of how kitschy and like bad it would be. I actually do want to see this movie come
Oh, they
out.
probably would
Just
ruin Skeletor.
Oh yeah.
Skeletor will be like just some dude in a skull mask. Not an
Pretty
actual
much what he
skull
was.
mask. Was it?
Make him brooding.
Yeah.
I can see
Brooding
what's
and
his
emo.
name? Hugo Weaving doing that one. Come back. Did the Red Skull.
Oh yeah.
See him doing. The
I ain't
Skeletor.
see him do something in a minute.
Right?
Hugo Weaving?
Kind of
Yeah.
fell
What?
off
Not
after
Since
Red
what?
Skull.
V for Vendetta?
No, he did.
No, he did. He did Captain America. But
First Avenger.
other than that, like I don't remember. You know, it was funny. I was thinking about it.
He was in Hacksaw Ridge. He played a. Andrew,
was he?
Yeah, he was Andrew Garfield's father.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Which is an awesome movie too.
Yeah, I heard that was really good.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like this Masters of the Universe thing, it kind of reminds me like how these studios are desperate to resurrect the '80s, like all this '80s nostalgia. Like we see it with Stranger Things, which does it very well. But
They got renewed for a third season.
Yep. Yeah, there's 2 more seasons coming out. Actually,
Yeah.
they're planning.
Well, that's what they planned on doing, but Netflix still had to give it the green lights. But
Yeah,
Netflix gave it the green light.
yeah. But I'm trying to wonder, like, what other '80s properties are we going to see rebooted? Like, I don't know.
Seem like where's the originality? You always just keep on rebooting things from 20 years ago over and over. I'm like, yeah, I can appreciate the nostalgia, but I also want to see some
Nostalgia
original-
sells.
Yeah, I want to see some original content too.
Yeah.
Something,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What I'm surprised is they haven't, everybody's cashing in on all this other stuff. Where's the Spawn remakes? Where's
Spawn remake is actually in the works.
Can we get a Mortal Kombat remake?
A good one.
Yeah.
First one, for what it was, and for the nostalgia, first one was good, because as a kid. But second, Annihilate. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh yeah. Annihilation.
God, that was
Too bad you.
even as a
will die.
kid. I was like, this is bad.
You guys watch
When
a TV
you're-
show?
I
yeah.
did.
Remember the TV show?
Oh, no, what was it?
Mortal
man.
Kombat TV show, what was that, TNT? Or
Yeah, it used to come on it used to come on after Nitro.
Yeah, it used to come out.
Man.
Street Fighter. God, please, because they really Street Fighter. Needs
They need to
respect.
keep Street Fighter animated.
But no, if they want to do a live, they should do a live action just to redeem themselves.
I mean,
Can they redeem themselves?
I would hope so in today's day.
They
and
had a
age.
Puerto Rican playing and Bison. No, because they had another one with the Legend of Chun-Li.
They had Jean-Claude Van Damme
Damn,
playing
there's a
Captain
guy-
Gaio, the most
Yeah.
American character you could play, and you had Jean-Claude Van Damme who couldn't even spit American word out.
wow. Nothing says America like the muscles from Brussels.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the news and headlines this week.
Well, I doubted you. We actually made it. We actually got to.
I told you we would fit it
I
in.
didn't think we was gonna.
And it appears that we have one email from friend of the show and the resident supervillain, John Haponic, all the way from Houston, Texas. Codex 100, congratulations, fellas. You did it. I love the show and always get a laugh from you guys with each podcast. Thanks for sharing nerd news. I also love hearing about which new lame and obscure Marvel characters are going to end up in a film I'll reluctantly waste my money on. As one of your top 5 fans, I'd like to share my top 5 Codex Prime podcast favorite moments. First, some brief honorable mentions. 1. Victor's transition from episode 1 to episode 70 in becoming a Fast and Furious fanboy, much to Carl's delight. Yeah. Victor's meltdown over family matters. Yep. Carl's revelation about being anti-coffee. Coffee is of the devil. And I grew up down the street from a coffee brewing factory. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was awful.
Victor calling me out after my Suicide Squad email saying, quote, "You want DC to succeed so badly at Marvel's expense that you're afraid of giving Marvel the credit at where it is due." Unquote. True. And Carl's simple reply to Victor's Houston trip and future interest in travel, quote, where the fuck you going? I wanted to smack fire out your face when you said that, because your simpleness, man.
I love it. Listen, pissing you off makes great moments.
Whatever, man.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, and your supervillains official top 5 Codex Prime moments countdown. Number 5, episode 76. I successfully destroyed Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in an incredibly written review. Consequently, this is supposedly when I realized my true purpose and contribution to the show after Carl declared, quote, supervillain. He's our supervillain. Number 4, episode 39. Carl's refusal to choose a side in Captain America Civil War, eliciting an amazing response from Aris. Damn it, Carl, pick a side. Carl. No, Carl, you gotta pick a side. Carl, I hate you, Carl. While Carl shouts back, I love them both. And Victor drops a, God damn, man. Fucking children. Number 3, episode 78. In my amazingly written Wonder Woman review and declaration that it was better than anything Marvel has ever produced, Carl's, get the fuck out of here, combined with the revelation that Victor owned a copy of Man of Steel made my day. This episode acted as further proof that Victor is the original closet DC fanboy before everyone else. First of all, all right, listen. Like I said before, yes, I owned a copy of Man of Steel on Blu-ray. It was what? It was less than $10 at Newberry Comics. That was before
you bought it.
Yeah, It was used. It was used.
Okay.
This was before Batman vs Superman came out.
You paid too much already.
I did, and then once BVS came out, then I realized that it made Man of Steel worse because BVS was so terrible. So I mailed my copy to John, and now he has it in his collection.
Did Mom say she liked BVS?
I think she did. But she's 50, so.
Yeah. Number 2, episode 80. This is perhaps the absolute overall best episode simply because of the random tangent and discussion of Chick-fil-A. Even better, it quickly transitions into Victor's ridiculously defensive refusal in sharing logins for Netflix because it is a, quote, sacred state secret and, quote, I don't award laziness. Listen, that is true. You don't give away your logins, people.
You're right. You sell them, so you can pay for half. You know.
Good point.
I've done that too.
That's a good point. And number 1, episode 72. It's a brand new day. Love that you were able to continue the show and keep it going. I really enjoyed the original team, and shoutouts to Maurice and Aris, but I've also had a blast seeing you both team up, work so well together, and make the show your own. Each direction you take with the show has been a fun trip. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Wishing you both success and fun with each show you create. Onwards to the next milestone. Codex Prime supervillain for life. P.S. In retrospect, Batman vs. Superman wasn't that good. See? I told you.
You got it. All right, I'm happy. I'm happy, man.
Yes.
Hi. Think it's time to shut this down already?
Yeah,
because I got a DJ later.
Oh, yeah. So, again, thank you all. Thank you to Steven and Edmund for joining us on the show, as well as Jim Savard, Paul DeFilippo, and Morgan Kittleson, Afton O'Neill. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. And
thanks for
supporting.
supporting.
Congrats.
Yeah.
And we'll be back for another 100 afterwards.
Oh yeah, looking forward to many more.
Oh yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, much appreciated, and also big thank you to all of our followers on Facebook Live who listen to us on SoundCloud as well. Big shout outs to Maurice and Aris who did help start this with me as well, and even though they're no longer on the show, they'll always be part of the Codex Prime family. So really appreciate you guys for your support.
Yeah, big shout outs to Random Ramblings with Rob, Mick DeSada, Mixed Feelings Podcast, Dollar Store Phil Curtis Parvin, Gotham City Angel, Amber, the Party Nerds, for showing us the love and support on social media as well. Bunny Mike Gamey, what's up? Thank you guys so much. Big shout outs to Reagan for letting us have this event over here.
Yep.
Thank you, Reagan.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
All right, thank you. Very much.
Yeah. And also a couple more shout outs. Big shout outs to Freddie for creating the logo for Codex Prime.
AWOL for the music.
Yep, AWOL for the music, and also other shout out to Furman, aka my #1 fan / arch enemy. I know you're watching. So thank you for supporting our show, and yeah, like I said, thank you to everybody who watches and supports us, man. We do what we can to provide a space for the nerd culture out there. We're doing it for the nerd culture, as we say.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, any other final words, Carl?
That's it, man. Just appreciate the support and just continue supporting us.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, yes, thank you.
You got to get a shot of Reagan, though. No, he's not.
So, yes. Yeah, so, yeah, thank you. That was episode 100 live at Rahcoco's. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. Thank you to everyone who talked with us. And, yeah, tune in next week for episode 101. So we'll provide more of that heat next Tuesday.
Yeah,
yes.
more school.
Yes.
And make sure you come down to Rahcoco's, too, yo, to get schooled by Mr. Reagan himself.
Yes.
He has schooled me many times, and he will not stop.
Yes. If you want the latest and greatest in comic book goodness and trade paperbacks, Rahcoco's is the spot. So come on down. Yeah. So yes, with all that said, we'll catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Later. All right, now I'm going to